What's going on, guys? I got a table with some beautiful ladies. Let's go. I don't know if it showed that, and we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Purple Pod, episode 53. Number one show in the world for days, right here in Dallas, Texas. Please make sure to like the video on your way in and subscribe. Follow us on the podcast Instagram as well. I got these ladies tagged right now in the story, so you can go and already send them some nice DMs, I hope, right now. We are now live, though, to Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube all at the same time. And go sign up for my new coaching. If you're a guy that needs some dating help, go right now. If you want to show your support, you can show support by going to the Patreon, or you can hit the join button right here under the YouTube channel. You can get some cool emojis for the show when you become a member and you do it that way. Or you can get some shirts if you click down below as well from the merch store. And I'm streaming on all the audio platforms, so if you want to listen that way, you can do it that way. Make sure to add us on the Instagram, though, right now. We got some really awesome people in the house. I got a special guest, Julian Throne. I just realized I didn't even take the picture with you in the middle of it, though. But no, so we're going to have to retake the picture after the show, ladies. So we can do another thumbnail for him. But no, thank you so much for coming, man. Thank you, Donnie, for producing tonight. Thank you, Ramar. I really appreciate you. And guys, if anybody needs media marketing, I'm starting a new media marketing package that I'm doing right now for YouTubers or other people that are trying to grow social media accounts. If you want to automate your posting across 7 different platforms, hit me up. I'm doing it for a very cheap price, only $500 a month. So you don't have to worry about your social media is growing anymore, and ads don't work anymore. So definitely don't use ads. Come and definitely use my service. It's way better. But yeah, thank y'all so much for coming. Ladies, we like to start off the show by just saying what's y'all's name, your age, your education level, what you do for work. If you're single or in a relationship or whatever your status is. We'll start on this side of the table tonight. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I am Jane Nicole. I am a first responder, and I have a degree in health information technology, and I am in a relationship.
Okay, in a relationship. Good.
Okay.
What about you?
My name is Adeo Mir.
Can you talk a little closer to the mic for me?
My name is Adeo Mir. I am a global program manager at a tech firm. I am single.
Okay.
Newly single.
Newly single? Are you looking right now, or are you trying to take a break before your next relationship?
Well, I'm accepting applications.
Accepting applications, yeah. Yeah, I mean, why? Like, yeah. What if the perfect guy walked by and you were telling people no at the time? It's stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah. Julian, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, though, so everybody can find you?
Yo, Julian Throne. Been in sales and networking for quite some time, entrepreneurship in general, and obviously the bad boy for the ladies. So let's run it up.
Yeah, I had to bring somebody to tease these ladies for the whole show tonight. Yeah.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, for real. Why don't you go ahead and let me know your name, age, education level, what you do for work, and your relationship status.
Okay. My name is Melissa Hammonds. I'm not going to tell you my age, but I'm probably the oldest one here, 45, I guess. I'm a developer for a nonprofit in Dallas, and I'm single.
Oh, that's awesome. So you said how old are you? 45?
I'm 45.
Okay. Is she the oldest at the table? What did y'all say you were? You said 34? What did you say you were again?
35.
35? Okay. Just making sure. Go ahead with your name, age, education level, what you do for work, and if you're single.
Hey everyone, my name is Kaylin. I am 27 years old. I am currently running my own travel agency, so I'm a travel and hospitality expertise. And I also am currently a teacher, a new job for a private Montessori. And I am single.
Okay.
Dating, you know.
Wait, so where are you a teacher?
It's a private Montessori called Lovedale.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. What were you teaching? Like
early childhood. So
okay.
The young ones. Right now I'm doing a summer camp program with the kids out of school and stuff.
And then how's the travel industry right now? Are you making good money on that on the side?
I'm brand new, so follow me at OK_period. I can find good hotel rates. I can get you on those flights, and it doesn't have to be Spirit, y'all. It doesn't have to be Spirit. I got you.
It's honestly one of my favorite hustles. Anybody that doesn't know, it's like honestly doing the travel agent gig is one of the best hustles because you're going to be able to write off a lot of really cool things. It's just based off how good you are at negotiating prices. Sometimes it's actually one of the best. It's one of the best hustles to do on the side, and a lot of people just don't fucking know it. Tonight, let's start off with. Let me get to my questions really quick, guys. I'm sorry. Let's start with. So, guys, on the internet right now, a lot of my viewers know, there's a lot of black pill going around right now. You know, there's a lot of guys that are super doomers, think all women are hoes, all women are this, all women are that. So tonight our questions are kind of based around what are all women? Like, what are most women? Like, are most women like this or are most women like that? And we're just going to use some anecdotal evidence and see what these women say themselves about, you know, how their life is. But I'm going to start off just going straight to the punch, like one of the hardcore ones. Are most women hoes today? Are most women sleeping around a lot? And we're gonna say a hoe is a woman with, like, say, over 50 bodies. We're gonna say, how many women do y'all think have over 50 bodies today? You know, of all ages. And we'll start with you on this side.
I think it's a 50-50. I think it really honestly depends on who you put yourself around or who you attract, honestly. Because
you reap what you sow, huh?
Yeah, and people can change. Like, you can, like, used to be a hoe, and now you're like the best, baddest girl that could be wifey, or that is wifey material. So honestly, it's just where that woman is in their life, I feel like.
Okay. What about you? What do you think? Do you think most women are hoes today?
No, I don't think most women are hoes today. I think a lot of women are hurt and broken and maybe make bad choices just trying to feel
Trying to
love.
fix something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of trauma cycles. It's a shit ton of trauma cycles. I'm gonna come to you last, bro. What do you think? Do you think most women are hoes today? What do you think?
No, I think most women are, like you mentioned, like, you know, in the younger days, you sexually explored, and then now there's toys. You have to sleep around.
Yeah, there are
So-
some
so-
women who have like a super solid mentality about that, and they're just like, I'm not gonna waste myself because there's fucking toys that are.
Exactly.
I got my rose at home, as I've heard 1,000 times on this fucking
Hey.
show. I've literally heard that at least 100 times on the show. What do you think? Do you think most women are hoes today?
I do not think most women are hoes, and I think, well, I strongly believe that it is a weak, broken man that would say that about a woman, because there is definitely a double standard when it comes to
Oh,
that.
the double standard. So, like, do you think there's lots of double standards in life, or like, what are some of the biggest double standards that just pop in your head when you think about it?
Well, the biggest double standard is when it comes to promiscuity.
Yeah.
Between women and men.
Is that the one that, like, you that probably triggers you the most? That you're just like, what the fuck, dude? This is stupid.
Pretty much, because, like, you could just sleep around all willy nilly, do what you want.
I gotta ask though, are men and women the same?
Depends.
It depends.
It depends.
Does it depend? Or are men and women not the same?
Just depends, really, because there's different levels to it, so it really just depends.
Oh, we're pretty different. If we look at, like, statistics, we look at evolutionary, like, psychology, evolutionary biology. We're completely different. Like, men and women are, like, one of my favorite studies that I like to look at. It's by far, like, my favorite. When they ask women, like, what do they think whenever their man or like, what do they ask? Like, the first thing that they want to ask their man whenever they find out he cheated, the first thing a woman always asks is, do you love him? Do you love her? They always ask, do you love her? Okay. When a woman, or when a man cheats, or when a woman cheats on a man, the first thing the man wants to ask is, did you fuck him? So, and this is for trans people. This is for gay people. This is for it's across the board. If you're born a man or if you're born a woman, the studies show we completely are different. And that's one of my favorite studies, because it shows just straight up, even if you're gay, even if you're trans, it doesn't matter. We are different. Okay. But another thing to kind of go back to what you're saying, you know, like the double standard. Isn't there lots of double standards in the world though today? Like, can't I not, like, if I'm 19, 20 years old, I can't really go get on a yacht, but a 19, 20-year-old girl can go get on a yacht. There's lots of opportunity for if I'm 19, 20-year-old guy, I can't skip the line at the club. A woman's gonna skip the line at the club, and she's gonna get into the sections and the bottles and stuff without having to do anything like that. So, is there some double standards that benefit women? Yes. Is there some double standards that benefit men? Yes. But reality is sexist. So we just kind of have to accept that reality is sexist and see the facts of it, and just, you know, move differently based off of the facts, you know. But a lot of people like to play victim and be like, oh, it's not fair, but it's just like, life isn't fair. Fucking sucks, you know. To go to you now though. Did you have a response?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Did I have a response to
To
the
what
question?
I said? Yeah.
For yours, the double entendre part, where you were saying how men and women are they the same or not? I feel like you can definitely find someone that is a man, or if you're a man, you can definitely find a woman that's exactly like you, your soulmate, your partner. Am I following you correctly in that question?
No, I'm confused. Like, what do you mean?
Okay.
Like, what do you mean? I'm like, explain more.
You asked if men and women are the same. I think no, we are not the same. One has a penis, one has a pussy. We're
Yeah.
definitely not the same. But I
You think
feel
mentally we can be the same?
yeah, I definitely believe in like soulmates or like someone that is made for you. I'm good with making connections and
You really believe in soulmates though too?
okay, maybe not soulmates, but like I feel like I'm able to not soulmates. You're probably
I definitely
right.
think there's only a couple people that you're gonna have a strong connection with in your life. Like I
Yeah.
truly like I there's certain people that I look up to a lot, and they teach one or two people who you'll have a true connection with in your life.
Mhm.
But I don't call that a soulmate. It's just like it's just a chance type of thing. Like you might like, and really what it is if we look at like the traumatic cycle for a lot of people, especially women,
Mhm.
is like they'll have one person that they give everything to, like the first time, like the first person who you love a
Mhm.
lot, you give everything to, and you lose so much. Like it hurts so bad losing them because usually that guy's too immature, he's too young, he's not ready for it, so he walks away or he runs away or whatever it is. And when that happens, she loses, and she's like, I'm never going to do that again. I want to have the power in every relationship from now on. I want the leverage. I want to make more money. I want to have control with sex, whatever it is. She wants to be in the power position. And usually women are on those traumatic cycles for years before they give themselves fully to another man. But relationships actually rely on the woman giving herself fully to a man for it to work correctly.
Yeah.
It sucks, but that's just a way for the dynamic to be perfect in my eyes.
I agree.
And I go back to Christianity on a lot of things of why I
Mhm.
believe that too. If y'all wanted to know verses about it, let me
I
go
have a
back.
question though.
Yeah. Go ahead.
In your definition, what's the definition of a soulmate?
My husband.
Okay, but
That's a good answer.
Is that someone that you intend on spending the rest of your days with until death?
Correct.
Okay. Well, there are lots of disabled people and retarded people out there, so I just want to know where their soulmates are.
Oh yes, of course.
That's what's not fair.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's something.
Yeah, it sucks for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See that, and that's where like I would definitely agree with him. You know, like there's definitely no such thing as soulmates because there's a lot of people. It's like being born in India and then you become a Hindu because you were born in India. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, are they going to hell just because they were born in India?
Yeah.
You know, like, and yeah, I completely agree with him on that.
I can
when it
definitely
comes to
say
that.
it's probably a wrong term to use, but I believe in marriage and a husband one day.
That's good. Wait, are you married though?
No,
Okay.
I'm not married.
Okay, yeah, I was really confused for a second because I was like, didn't she say she was single?
Oh
And
yes,
then I was
I'm
like,
single. I am
but
single.
you definitely want to be married one day?
Yeah, one
Okay.
day.
No, I gotta ask you, bro. What do you think? Are most women hoes today, or like what do you think?
I don't believe most women necessarily want to be hoes because that's very expensive to be a hoe. Okay.
Mm,
And
good way to
there's
put it.
also a lot of fear in doing that. But I will say that the women that do expose the most whorish tendencies are the ones that probably have the most religious background.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Ooh.
So, as a daughter of a Southern Baptist
Oh,
preacher,
Facts.
Is it true?
there is some truth to that, I think, because we were put so much shame on us. No, I hope my dad's not listening. The church put a lot of shame on girls to not enjoy sex, to not be sexual, to not show any parts of your body. The guys could do whatever they want. But if I dress a certain kind of way, it was almost, I was inviting sin. And then we had the whole purity ring scenario, which I hate, because it sets girls up for failure to be, okay, now I'm not pure. Now I'm not worthy of love because I accidentally, or I made a bad choice one night when I thought I loved somebody. So I think what that does is sets, and I can only speak from my own experience. Once I heal from some of that, I mean, we're really bad girls in the bedroom.
Yeah.
You know, it's just finding that man who can make us a Fabergé egg out of the bedroom and then let me be a little bit of a whore in the bedroom. But just with my one dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, and that's so if you actually look to Christianity correctly and like you read it all correctly and stuff, what the Baptists were doing by like shaming it a lot is completely wrong.
100%.
Like women are supposed to enjoy sex. Like you're supposed to enjoy sex with your husband. Like there's so much like misconceptions in the church. I hate going back to Christianity on this channel. I call myself a secular Christian channel because I fucking hate how the Christian church is today. I'm gonna be honest. It's super feminized. It's super feminist now, and they're literally setting up like the thing that really triggers me the most, and I actually want to ask y'all about this, is that what they do is they'll have guys in there that are 30 years old, 35 years old, that have no sexual experience, might have been with one or two girls their whole life or something, just really big nerdy simpy type dudes, and they will hook them up with women that have 3 different baby daddies or have 3 kids already with another person or something like that. The church is all about, let's take care of these women that have already done horrible things in their whole life and set them up with a guy who is a literal perfect little guy that's going to get fully taken advantage of and broken up with in 5 to 10 years, because she's never going to really love him. Love is so much deeper than what everybody likes to think it is today. Certain women going through certain things, you can't love certain guys afterwards. There's something called alpha widow that we talk about a lot on the show, because it happens all the time today with dating apps and social media and stuff. A woman will have sex with a certain level of guy or have certain experiences with a certain level of guy, and then you expect to have that in any relationship for the rest of your life, when that guy might have just been, an exception. He might have just been like just using you for just sex. Like, he's not the relationship type of guy, and there's not there's not that many relationship guys that are going to be able to give you those same levels of sex or experience like that one guy did. So they'll be alpha widow. They're continually searching for this type of guy that's not there for them. They're not real. What were you gonna say, something?
No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I believe that the modern day church thrives off of the story in the Bible of the woman in the well. So
yeah,
Well, that's my favorite
literally
story,
it, so.
actually.
it's your favorite story.
Yeah.
I think church and religion in itself is very biased. And I don't agree with it for a while, because I was that person that was raised in church as well. My family is super religious. I was made to go every Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday choir rehearsal. And it was like, can you ever get too much church? And the answer is yes. And they put so much on you.
Especially the summer revival season.
Yes.
Good
Vacation
Lord.
Bible school. Can we not vacation at Bible school?
See, and know what's so sad to me about this is, like, I've heard this story literally 1,000 times of, like, people being forced into the church and what it does to them. And so, like, my path was a lot different. When I was 13 years old, I went into the church because I wanted to. It wasn't my family. My family didn't go to church. And when I started going every day. I became homeschooled when I was 15. I went there even more. I started staying up there all the time. I was one of the biggest people that served in the church. I was always working for Treasures in Heaven. And but it wasn't because of my family. It wasn't because anybody told me to do it. It was because I loved it, and that's just what I was. And the problem today with the church and the problem today with religion is that people are forced into it. And when you're forced into it, especially taught by Baptists or taught, by certain sects that aren't really looking out for the well-being of, or actually looking out for what Christianity really is, being what really Christ-like is, and it's sad, because now you can sometimes be so damaged you'll never return back, or maybe you'll never see it for the real truth because of that stupid shit that happened when you were young. And it's a sad thing. Like, and this is why I call myself, like the secular Christian, because when you label yourself as that, it's just like you're accepting all types of horrible, things with it. Whereas, like, I want to connect with everyone in the world, Hindus and Islam and everyone. And if I sit there and branch myself off, how am I going to be able to teach them, like the true teachings of Jesus? Like, you can't. And they say multiple times in the Bible, like, the church isn't a physical place.
Right. It's the person, it's the body. So,
Yes.
yeah.
I think there is a
people-
movement starting now where people are doing more home churches and leading with love and acceptance. I think we were raised led by fear.
Yeah.
And so my prayer is the next generation leads with love and acceptance.
Well, there's a fine, so we got to be careful though with that, because if we bring up like the gay topics and stuff like that, like we'll even ask this one around the table. Do you think that that the church, should have, gay pastors? That's what we'll say first. Can the church have a gay pastor?
I'm just gonna say I was raised Catholic, and I went to church every Sunday, got on my knees, everything with my grandmother, and then I stopped going. And then recently, well, not recently, in the past 5 years, I got connected to Baptist, and I felt really connected. Then I moved churches because I wasn't connected so far and whatnot. I feel like, me personally, I'm not gonna get mad at you because you're gay and you want to be a pastor. As long as you're there for like the right reasons and you're, worshiping the Lord, doing your service, and not there for the wrong reasons like money or anything like that, then yeah, you can be gay and be a pastor. And if people follow you, that's even better.
Okay. What do you think?
I think this is sticky.
Yeah. Well, because everybody's gonna be really PC about it and not want to hurt other people's feelings. So I get it.
I would say that this isn't very PC. I don't think that I would serve under someone actively living in that lifestyle.
But you're not going to force somebody to not do it.
I
if they're
don't care.
doing it,
I'll
yeah.
still
Yeah.
love you, and
Yeah.
I'm happy for you to have that church, but I'm also not going to sit under someone who's morbidly obese or someone who has had a drinking problem or who's actively stepping outside of their marriage and I know about it.
Yeah.
To me, it's all the same. And no pastor is perfect, but as long as they're actively seeking Jesus and not actively living in a sin lifestyle, then I can learn from them.
And being a good example.
Yes.
At the end of the day, just being the best example possible of being what Christ-like is. Yeah. What about you? What do you think?
Well, like everyone said, I had a very religious background. I had like a Nigerian religious background where we slept in the church
Even more
fasted.
hardcore. Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I would say that a lot of times I see people are loving religion and not being spiritual. Spiritual is what makes you connect with other people, and that the church is missing love most of all, because we should love each other, no judgment. I think everybody talks about judgment, and then about the gay pastor, I think that's going back to love. If I'm sleeping around and I'm fornicating, then I'm sinning. So whose sin is worse?
Yeah.
So would I be under a pastor who's fornicating and they having kids and stuff out of wedlock? No. Same thing. I wouldn't be under a gay pastor.
Yeah. So same. Yeah.
That's what I
What
say.
about you?
I feel like that a message can come from anyone.
Mm.
Now, would I personally want to be in a congregation under a gay pastor? I wouldn't. But at the same time, that's not to say that the pastor could not be gay, because one thing we have to realize is that at the end of the day, ministers, pastors, deacons, they're all people. And we put them on this high pedestal that we shouldn't. And I learned that the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
That at the end of the day, they're still people, just like the situation right now that's going on with Diedrich Hatton and his wife.
No, that's his wife dancing. That's
exactly,
different.
but they're saying, "Oh, well, she shouldn't be dancing like
But that's
that
different.
on him."
That's just like
It's
that's
like
different. I feel like
you
because
can,
they married.
yeah, they're married, but at the same time, you can't chastise a person for who they are or their lifestyle outside of church, because don't put them on that high pedestal.
Okay. Well, so I would say like one of the things that the church is missing the most today is structure, and because there's no structure, this is why there's 14,000 different sects of it. There's this why there's so many different beliefs. I think this, I think that. Like there's just no structure. This is why Islam is actually doing really good right now and blowing up, is because there's so much structure. There's so much. This is what we believe. This is the rules, and no, I think that like there being gay pastor stuff is actually a big example of Christianity going so far, of like, you gotta understand, Jesus didn't say you can't judge people. He didn't. It's like if we go back and we look at the exact verse, he doesn't say you can't judge people. He just says don't be hypocritical about your judgments.
The Pope was gay.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but we know he was messing with little boys.
Yeah,
Just because we didn't know.
I don't support
Same
Catholicism.
thing,
no offense.
That's
But it's
okay.
the
Yeah,
same thing.
I honestly think Catholicism is like 666.
I mean, everybody
sometimes.
knows.
Like I
don't
said,
know.
I just
that's
grew up with
PC
it.
or not. Everybody knows historically popes
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I feel like the devil has been attacking the church since it was since the book was written in Constantinople. That bitch has been getting attacked. Okay, and like so, all the popes, like Catholicism, all this stuff, it's all been attacked by the devil. Like the shit. There's always going to be a opposite of the light. There's always going to be a dark to the light. If the light gets really big, the dark going to get just as fucking big. If Catholicism gets fucking massive, so is like the actual light of Christianity is going to get massive as well. Like that's just the way that I see it. This is kind of like all going back to something else that I kind of want to talk about, though. Like the judgments things. I really want to ask, what is something that you think women shouldn't be judged for today in a marriage? Like we'll say specifically because you were talking about like like her dancing and stuff. What's something that women are getting judged for when they do it in a marriage, and you think that that's not like they should be able to do that even though they're married?
I would say basically just having fun, like I said about Diedrich and his wife.
Mm-hmm. So what's that story? I didn't hear about
so
what happened.
I didn't read the entire story. I seen the video on Instagram, and so basically she was twerking
at his birthday.
At his birthday party. And so they were bashing.
But he was there too?
Yeah, she was dancing with
her
him.
husband. Like this.
Yeah. And so people are bashing, oh, well, you shouldn't be doing that. You're a man of God, and that's inappropriate. That is his wife.
Okay.
You're
That's dumb.
supposed to have fun with your wife.
Is he just a popular pastor or something? Like,
He
is
was
he-
a gospel artist. I didn't even know he was a pastor, but I knew that he was a gospel artist
Okay.
because he was one
Yeah,
of the
that
artists I
does-
used to listen to
That,
back in
that,
the
that definitely sounds goofy. So what's like another
Yeah.
thing other than that? I want to like peel layer back until it's something that like I can actually like argue against. But yeah, that's stupid. I don't know what the fuck that is. Is there something else that like you think that the wife should be able to do today? That's like being judged a lot.
I can't think of anything right off the top of my head.
Yeah,
but
yeah. What do you got?
Like going out to the club.
Okay, that's a
Like-
really good one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. So, if you go out to a club, do you think? Okay, I'll give you a really good example. Actually, you have a boyfriend? No,
Well,
what-
I was engaged.
So like you had a serious relationship. Okay,
Yeah.
imagine the guy that you were engaged with. He was going to go out to a place, and at this place, there was going to be countless numbers of women approaching him, countless numbers of women trying to buy him drinks, countless numbers of women trying to sleep with him. They're all going to pursue the entire time. They're all going to try to get him to drink to just get him even more into wanting to do it. And then and like, how would you feel if you were in that situation? Would you be okay with your man going to something like that?
Yeah, I feel like we're not in jail. Like, like
It doesn't make you uncomfortable at all?
We've been adults. Like, so I feel like you should be able to conduct yourself as such. And if you don't want a man buying me drinks, then send me with $200 so I can buy my own drinks on you. Or come with me then. But if you want to stay at the crib and I want to go out, then give me $200.
Well, yeah, I definitely think you should be able to go out with your guy, like 1,000%.
Mhm.
Yeah. But you going out with your girls, like without him, you're going out to a
Send me
place that
$200.
is made for single people. You're going out to a place that is designed for single people. It is
Mhm.
designed for people to go hook up at. You're designed to go drink there. Like all of the points of going to any of those type of environments, it's not for people in relationships. It's definitely people in
Okay.
marriages.
Okay.
So and here's the thing: men and women aren't the same. Women easily get sex. Like it's very easy. We all know this. We all know that a woman can get sex way easier than a guy.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, I agree, ladies. There's some guys that get a shit ton of women. I know.
Mhm.
I know. There's always
I've
those
been with 'em.
guys.
I've been with them.
Yeah, I know. So so there's always those guys. But because of that, it's just not the same. Like, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that your husband should be allowed to go out. Okay, I definitely don't preach that. I actually preach in relationships, you both have a curfew, and like you both don't go do things. Okay, and like if you do go do stuff, you go do stuff together and stuff. And if I do ever go out personally, I go out for business. Like I sometimes do go out and I do certain things, but it's because I'm literally going for fucking work. I have to network for different things that I do in work, and I have to go do it for those reasons only. It's literally never
How
for women.
fortunate. How fortunate.
It's very rarely too, probably once a year, twice a year, maybe.
I
But
kinda
like it's
disagree
not.
with you on that though,
Oh
because
yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't say that the club and the bars are just solely for single people.
That's what I was going to ask y'all. We all went out, all 6 of us. Every time you left the club, did you go have sex?
No.
No.
Even the men. We
It's
all
not-
go home, right? And
Okay.
go get a Whataburger and we go to sleep.
Whataburger.
I got a good point for you. So here's the thing. Here's the dill pickle. I agree. So for most guys, they don't have the leverage to say anything that I'm saying right now. But there are certain caliber of men that you're walking into their frame in the relationship. When you get into a relationship with certain men, you're following their rules. You're doing what they want, and it's because they're the prize. Okay. So when you choose those
Wow.
guys, oh no, I can't wait. I love it when people get triggered on the prize one, guys.
Right.
Hey guys, we about to hit him with the prize one in just a second. But no, but because of that, like we have to remember that you're right. For most guys, you can totally go to the club. Like they're gonna let you do whatever you want. They have no leverage in the relationship with you. But there are a certain caliber of guys that will put you in the sex only category and never the relationship category because you're the type of girl that goes out on girls' nights, or because you're just the type that you want to do stuff like that, or you're not gonna respect him and not keep yourself away from other men and stuff like that. Men really care about sexual loyalty. We really fucking do, because we didn't know if the baby was ours for fucking 300,000 years. Shit, well, about 1.1 million years. We want to go back to Homo erectus. Like if we really want to go back, like we really give a fuck about that pussy. We will always give a fuck about that pussy. It's ours. That's how we. That's just how we are. I gotta.
Question.
I'm sorry, but yeah, go ahead, bro.
So for the ladies on here, have you ever been with a man that makes you feel like you want to say no to every other man?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that's called exclusivity.
Yes?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with
what about
the
you?
man with that like that right now.
I
so-
mean, yes.
Yeah.
Like
Exclusivity, yeah.
genuinely saying no like hardcore no to every other man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there right now.
When he
Yeah.
fulfilled everything a young
And,
need.
and would y'all agree that like y'all break rules for alphas and make rules for betas? Like you
No.
will break a rule for certain type of men.
No,
like
Because
let him
special
make
ones.
You're entering
Just the special
you're,
Just the
entering,
special
you're
ones.
entering his frame, so you're entering his boundaries.
entering
So
his rules.
are you with the man and you're respecting his boundaries and saying no to every other dude simultaneously?
If
Yes.
if it's known, you have to let us know.
Yeah, I'm not
You gotta
doing
be- it
pretend.
has-
No,
to
no,
be-
no.
I
This is
feel like
this is genuine desire from your part to his.
Okay, then yeah.
You genuinely are seeking his attention. You only want his attention,
Mm.
no one else's. You are literally saying no to every guy
That
that
sound like
tries
Jesus
you.
Christ.
Can the old lady say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the deal with girls, y'all. If you are treating us right, if you are giving me attention, if I come first, if I feel
You're
precious,
giving
and
me
I'm
ultimatums.
Protected.
Though.
No, no,
I'm
no,
telling
I'm not. You
I'm
gotta
tell-
let me
I'm tell-
finish.
I'm telling you, is there a guy in your life right now where you don't even have to think about that?
Yes, Jesus
You
Christ.
you legitimately don't even have to think about that. You don't have to think
I'ma
about your
finish when he's
ultimatums. You do not have to think about your ultimatums. You respect him so much that you look to him as an authority.
And I'm telling you, the only way we're going to respect them so much and look to them as an authority is if they treat us like we deserve
so
to
I'm
be
saying,
treated.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
if he,
So
if-
when
if
someone
he's- if
steps
he's-
up and does that, 100%.
First of all,
Well, then his
I'm
answer is
not
yes,
talking.
then.
I'm not
It's the
talking about. I'm not
capability.
talking about a guy that's treating you like an asshole. I'm
I
not.
wasn't
I'm
either.
not talking about a guy that's controlling or a tyrant.
I wasn't either.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
talking about a man that that you genuinely just want his attention.
Then
and
the
that's
answer is
it.
yes.
Yes.
Nobody want to
So
be
if
fucking
that's
all
the
the
case,
time.
Exactly.
if that's the
People,
case,
right?
if that's the case,
That's wear and tear.
if that's
pH
if-
balance
period.
all fucked up.
if you do have a man like that in your life, then the club wouldn't be in your idea at all whatsoever.
Club is for fun. Club is to hang out. Club is to get on that sexy dress, to go dancing. You know,
would
like
be
that's
doing
why
that
girls.
with him.
Yeah, he could
With
come.
him, you would be doing that
Yeah.
with him
Yeah, but-
in your presence, or not at all.
And what he's saying, if you really respect a guy, you don't even want to go to the club. You don't even think about. And if you do want to go to the club, you want your man to go to the club with you.
But do you
That's
go
what
every
he's
time
saying.
a girl, your girlfriend has asked you to go out? Would you want to go?
You
every
don't care
single
about
time?
your girlfriends.
Yeah, it's about what I want.
Girls don't care
Yeah,
about their
I-
girlfriends
okay.
when they're in love.
No,
No, she
I'm
was
talking
asking about
about what
him.
he want. When your girlfriend asks you to go out every single time, do you want to go, or do you tell her
He's
She,
gonna-
sometimes?
she doesn't even want to go
He's
out.
going to be the one that's
She
Right.
doesn't even want to go out.
No,
she
I'm
goes
not
out
gonna
when
change
I
my
go out.
opinion.
You have a
She goes
3-year-old.
out when I want to. Well, no, I have a BM and I have a girlfriend.
So you're
Okay.
saying
Yeah,
that
no,
she
I
should
got-
come into your circle, but that's not love on your part. It's not only just about the man; it's about what the girl likes too. So if love is mutual at the same time. So if I want to go out, just like you want to watch basketball, I'm gonna watch basketball. But if I want to go out and have a good time, then you should come with me too.
Well, here's the deal. I don't like basketball. I don't watch sports. I think guys that watch that shit are fucking stupid. So, like, I wouldn't even take a guy seriously if I was a girl and he was wasting his time on fucking sports shit because he's definitely not on his purpose, probably.
That's right.
And, like, but the biggest thing is, like, y'all like if my girl wants to go do something like that, she would never even been my girl. She would never became my girlfriend. Like I
Okay.
said, there's a certain level of guy that are picking, and women will walk into their frame, and I would never even be with a girl that's the type of girl that goes to clubs, that like likes to do that type of stuff, that wants validation and attention from other people in any way, shape, or form. I love that my girl doesn't have a giant Instagram. She got like 100 followers, that are a bunch of her little close girlfriends, and like she doesn't go out all the time. She doesn't want to go on girls trips or anything like that because she respects me so much. She wants to be in my frame. And like even if she wasn't with me, I guarantee you she's the type of girl that is so valuable. Like she's very good at holding it down and being a very good woman to me and being very complimentary to my life. It doesn't matter if she's with me or somebody else. She'd probably still be doing like that same shit and being just as devoted to them. Love is devotion at the end of the day. That's all it is.
Yeah.
All right, can I structure my question in another way as well?
Yeah, go for it.
Might need
So, have you ever been, ladies, for all the ladies that are on the chat right now, I mean, in here, have you ever been with a man that made you feel like you want to disable your Instagram for? Completely.
Why
I
would you
did.
have to do that?
I did. I did.
But what's
Well,
going
it's
on
just
on
have you ever
Instagram?
been with one where you felt that way? You did?
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever been with a guy where it
Did
felt-
you do it with your actions, and did you show him?
Well, actually, I ended up deleting it because of the incident that happened to me, and then he was in the midst of it, and it didn't even matter. So I just deleted it on my own, and I spent 5 years with him. And I was at home. I was that housewife. I had kids. I put in the work. In the beginning, I'm gonna go ahead and hold
You
myself
had his
accountable.
kids?
I had one of his kids. Yes, and I have a daughter.
Oh, fuck them kids.
Nah. But no, yeah. But my daughter calls him dad too. So, but yeah, it is true what you were saying. I agree with you guys, like the men. I do, because it's a lot of work. I know how to do it. I choose not to do it.
Yeah.
So
I think it depends too. Like, I
Let's stick
don't
on
like
that
to go to
question, though.
clubs.
Let's stick on that question for the ladies.
Oh my god.
You're
Have
next.
you
Knock
ever
his ass
been with a
out. I
person?
was sticking to the question.
Okay.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
No, go ahead.
Mm-mm. Good.
Well, I would
Answer.
say that. What does that mean? Like, I don't even understand this. Like,
Instagram is the #1 dating app in the entire world. It
I've
outbeats
never
Bumble
dated-
and Tinder.
that's what I'm saying. But is that what everybody's doing it for? Like, I
Yes.
see people getting money off of Instagram.
Right.
So me, I'm a businesswoman. I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I don't be looking to date nobody on Instagram. What kind of? So when
Most
you
people
say,
don't know how to really run a business in general, so it's all up front.
well, that ain't gonna do with me. I'm saying about me. So
I'm just saying in general that Instagram is a dating
I
app.
didn't know that. No, so that's why I'm asking you. Like when you're saying, would you love a guy so much that you'll delete your Instagram? So my question is, what does that define?
We're gonna
That you're
we're
cut
gonna say that
yourself
you
off?
don't use your Instagram at all for business. We're gonna say
Okay, so does that mean that I'm
let's-
cutting myself off from the world, or
You're
taking
cutting
myself
yourself off
the market?
from taking yourself off the market, because even if
Yeah.
you have girlfriends, like even if you have girlfriends, you really think that y'all live y'all's life on Instagram? No, like y'all live y'all's life going to brunch, like going and doing stuff together. Instagram still isn't something that keeps you connected with your girlfriends. It's not like you have 50 girlfriends. You usually have two to five women that are like your close friends. If you have more than that, that's a problem. That means that you're probably like having too many people take your energy a little bit that probably aren't worth it. Like remember like your circle is a representation of who you are.
Okay.
So,
Well, the answer to the question is no, because I would think my guy would be insecure. Like, why you want me to go cut myself off? Stand in your job. Keep
No,
on doing your work. I'm not gonna go to nobody, but if you're
I
gonna be
didn't say
insecure,
that.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
I
cut
just-
myself
that's
off.
not what he was
I didn't
saying.
say that he
yeah.
asked you. I said that you
You did
willingly
on-
did it.
I'm not gonna do that. And he wouldn't ask me to. either.
you wouldn't willingly.
All right.
You still
Would
haven't
you?
met that man.
So
Yeah.
I would not do that because, as she stated, it's insecurities if you would want me to disable my social media.
I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
He would be like, why you doing
would
that?
I would I do it? No, I would not. And for the same purposes, because I had no clue that people were dating on Instagram.
I didn't
I
either.
thought
I'm
that's
like,
what the
damn, I
dating
be
sites were
missing that.
for.
So-
But what I will say, no, look, what I will say
He be
is
dating on
now,
Instagram.
because I've had this conversation with my fiance before. Disrespect will not be tolerated. Now, if you're trying to shoot your shot at me under my picture, then I'm going to kindly show you the door. So that's how
Like,
you
would
remove
you block
the
them? Like, what
disrespect.
does that mean? Like, block them?
You delete it, block, you're gone, you're out of there because
You're hollering.
Yeah, you're trying to shoot your shot.
He's
So
trying.
Hollering.
It's known
Hey,
where I stand.
don't have me speak in Spanish. It's even worse. Like.
It's known where I stand. So I'm in a relationship. Some guys do it on purpose just to see, let me see what happens. And that's not going to be tolerated.
No.
But as far as like deleting my Instagram, no, because that's business. I literally use it
Well,
for
like
business.
that's why I
No,
laid
man,
the
I
blank slate of
delete.
it's not for business. We're
Yeah.
gonna say that you don't use your social media for business at all,
That wouldn't be on.
and
there.
you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't
No,
do it.
I do it.
You would do it. You would do it.
Wait.
That's actually
Well, you said that
asking-
that you would do it because you've
Yeah.
done it before.
Yeah.
So here I'm gonna go here, or no,
Yeah,
you go.
you're good. That's
So-
also asking on whether or not you're going to have a separate personal page and a separate business page.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
can always have
Business page
separate.
always gonna be a person.
So-
I don't care about that.
So I'm gonna kind of bring this all back together really quick. One of the big things I like to bring up is like y'all were kind of triggered when I said this, that men are the prize, and like I know most women think it should either be equal or women are the prize. I've asked
Or
this.
what the Bible says.
I've asked it. What does the Bible say?
When a man findeth a good thing, he
He
finds
findeth
a wife.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I
one
never
thing.
heard him say anything about a husband. What we gonna get? I don't
Okay.
know.
Well. All right. Well, then we.
God.
Okay. Well, then let me bring you Ephesians. Then. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So. Okay. Well, then in that count, then who's supposed to respect who and who's supposed to love the other?
Of course, we respect you, but that don't make you the prize. He's
No.
supposed to love the prize. That's us. You love the prize.
What does it say in Ephesians? What does it say in Ephesians? Okay. What is the parent to the kid?
Okay, look, don't be trying
What
to
is
be
the parent
Bible
to the kid?
school. Tell me,
What
just tell me.
is the parent to the kid?
You
The
tell
parent is
me.
to respect the kid, and the parent and the parent will love the kid.
Okay.
Respect the kid is supposed to respect. So why is the woman supposed to respect the man, and then the man's supposed to love her? Why?
He's
Because of
leading the house.
responsibility. Because of
Okay.
responsibility. So if you have more responsibility, you are the prize. And here I'm about to really, really break it down. If there's an island of 100 men and one woman, and an island with 100 women and one man, okay, Which one of those islands, if we come back in 10 years, is going to be the most repopulated?
The one with one
The
man.
one-
The one with
man.
100 women, 100 women with one man, right? So technically, a man creates more life. A man does. The guy who had the most kids in the world, 777. The woman with the most, 69. Okay, men create more life. Okay, especially, I'm not going to say all men, but valuable men create more life. Okay, y'all can make a baby, but a man can create more in a short period of time. Okay, on top of that, who puts the ring on your finger? It is the man. The man is the one proposing to you. The men are the gatekeeper of the sex. Y'all are gatekeepers, men are the gatekeepers of relationships. Y'all are the gatekeepers of sex. Y'all decide who gets to come in your vaginas, but a man decides if you're in a relationship, he can keep you on a string all day long as a fuck girl, or he puts you in a relationship, or he can give you the ring. So, and this is the prize. Don't get me wrong. I agree that there is a bunch of simps out here that would probably marry y'all, but they're not the guys that you truly want. The guy you really want, though, he's the prize. You want him to give you the ring. You're going to act right to get the ring from him. Another reason, this is my third steel man of why men are the prize. If we look at society, what do we need in society? We need masculinity. There's a bunch of women that are hyper masculine today because we need it. We need it to build things. We need it to run, to make money. We need it for society to run. Masculinity is an essential need. It is the prize for men to be masculine, and the right men to be masculine. It is the prize. Okay, and that's why even women have to be masculine sometimes. You don't see a bunch of men acting feminine just because they feel like it. It takes a lot of privilege for men to be like that. A very privileged society for it to have that.
That entire statement was so misogynistic.
Oh, what is
Oh, no.
misogynistic? Can you
Let's
define it for me really
So
quick?
listen,
No.
you're
If
telling
you can
me-
define misogynistic,
listen,
I will
I'm
accept
gonna-
what you just said.
everything that you just said was an example of misogynistic.
No. Explain. Tell
Because,
me what the
listen,
definition is. Just tell me what the
what's the
definition
A
is.
definition?
man
Just
can
tell me
say-
what the
no,
definition
listen,
is.
Let me say
definition?
this. Let me say this because I was just itching to say this.
Go ahead.
You're saying that a man decides to put the ring on the finger.
Yeah.
I don't have to say yes.
But the guy that
don't
is the
have to
prize, the
accept
guy
it.
that you love a lot, you're never gonna say no to him. You're never gonna say no to
That
the
is
guy that is the
only-
badass guy.
That is
Never.
only
Don't know what to
a
do.
Never.
weak man's
You're never gonna say no to the
mentality.
guy that you have burning genuine desire for. That you're
No.
coming into his frame. You will never say. My girlfriend begs me for the fucking ring.
Well, that's your girlfriend.
Begs me for it.
That's your
No,
girlfriend.
women will
I don't beg.
do
I got a ring
anything
in the
to get a
safe
ring
right now.
when they really want one. Yeah, but I bet it's from a fucking guy that wasn't worth it.
No, he
because you would
was.
still be with him if that was true.
No,
You're
he
not
might
with
not
him.
have been with
You
me.
just proved my point because you're not with him anymore.
Well,
Like no, you just proved my point.
It goes back to my question as well. I mean, is there
I don't
ever
like
a
your
guy
questions.
that you would legitimately go ahead and just be completely loyal to and completely disable your Instagram for? That's someone that you would say yes to.
We
Yeah,
said
y'all
no.
haven't
We said
had the
no.
opportunity.
Delete any-
Like,
Why
so,
does,
like, what he's
that's
saying
all
is,
you
y'all
would
haven't
say
even
is-
had the opportunity to have a guy that makes you feel this way. Like to make you so
I
feel
did.
so good that you will give up everything for them. And it's hard. I agree, but it's hard to do that today because most men aren't those guys. Most men aren't at the level for you to want to even release that. I truly believe, ladies, I hate men more than fucking women, okay? I truly dig on the men way harder because if men were more masculine and more manly today, women fall into their role. I've had multiple relationships where I was the guy that I was supposed to be and the women fell into their role. And I've also been in relationships where I wasn't the man I was supposed to be and she was a fucking bitch to me. And it perfectly works out when a guy can be in his role, but because the dollar's been devalued, because the 1% have put us in this position, we fucking fight each other instead of them. They have us hating each other, women versus men, racially, fucking financially. They have us hating each other in every way possible. This is just another way they divide us. That's the reason why I do this whole podcast, because they want men and women to hate each other. They make way more money if y'all stay single. Way more fucking money.
I think
Way more money.
I'll just say the way you were like, will you drop everything? Will you die? You know, I'm not just so we say, will you die for the person? That's too much of a pedestal. I expect you to fuck. I expect you to fuck that girl at the club, and if you do, we'll talk about it, right? But we gonna keep it moving if it's one time or whatever, because I'm not putting you on the highest. But nor will I give my all. That all belongs to Christ.
Well, no.
But
So
I love my man,
let's
but
go
I
back to the
love
Bible.
you
Let's
with
go back to the
caution.
Bible, though. You're supposed to devote yourself to your man, and your man's supposed to devote himself to
Yes,
God.
devote, but I don't
He
have
is-
to give
no, no,
my
no.
everything.
No. He follows God, and you follow him.
Yes,
So what
and
you
I
just
follow
said
God
was that
too.
you're going to follow God first. No, you follow him, and he follows God.
Your last
That's
name
how
not
it
going
is.
to be
That's what it
Christ.
literally says. You follow him, and he follows God. That is literally what it says. You're not even reading it
We
correctly.
skip it. I be
But here,
skipping
now,
that
I need to go back to
sometimes.
what you said,
no
though.
one's last name is going to be Christ.
Two questions. Two questions.
Well, no, I asked
What's
you a
up?
question. What is
What's up?
misogynistic? Because this is
Yeah, I
always
need that
said.
definition.
I need to know
Okay.
the definition
I need
because
the
this
definition.
word is used all the time and people don't even know what it means.
Misogynistic for me
For
In
you,
your-
I need to know what the real definition is,
Okay,
not what
well,
you think
I'm not
it is.
Webster, so I don't have the real definition, but my definition of what I have for misogynistic is, for what you're saying, women are inferior to men.
Okay, so what you're talking about is that men think that like they're above women, and that is called what's the word? It starts with a C. I can't think of the word.
Chauvinistic.
Chauvinistic. That is chauvinism. Okay. Misogyny is you hate women. You hate them. Okay. Misandry is somebody who hates men. Okay. So this is a huge problem today because everybody throws around this word misogyny, like you're a misogynist. They don't even know what it means. You didn't even know what the word meant. You say I hate women. I have 4 sisters. I have 2 moms. I have a girlfriend. I've had multiple relationships where I lived with women. Okay, I have a daughter. I have a BM. Like, and I'm in good standings with all of them. If I hated women, why would I have good standings with all these women?
Do you see yourself as a chauvinist?
No, because I believe men and women are complementary to each other. I'm good at certain things and she's good at certain things. My woman is amazing at cooking because I fucking suck at it. I'm good at making money. I'm good at fucking connections and networking and doing certain things. I'm not good at what she's good at. She's good at certain things, and like sometimes she's making a decision. When we go to the grocery store, sometimes she's deciding what's being bought. I don't know what the fuck to buy at the grocery store. The fuck? I don't know which one's the best price meat or whatever. Like, that's her job. Sometimes, but here's the deal. There's always one person driving the car. There's always a 51%. There's always somebody who's a majority. And I think the best relationships are the best ones when you're walking in his frame and he's the 51%. Now, does that mean that she's not driving the car sometimes? No. Like, sometimes she's going to decide certain things because it's her expertise. If it's my expertise, I'm deciding it, or a grand majority of things, I'm probably going to decide it. And most women want to be with a man that they can give that to. Mm-hmm. Most women can't even be with a guy that they can do that with.
So where does that leave us then? If, as you say, men follow God and we are supposed to follow the man.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, being a strong man also.
Where does that leave us if our man is not a good leader?
It's discernment. So the problem today is women have horrible discerning. For thousands of years, fathers had to help you, brothers, uncles. People had to help y'all because you can't tell what a good man is. A man can tell what a good man is. A woman can't. You fall in love with your ears. A man falls in love with his eyes. So if you sit there and hear all the right shit, especially today when guys are finessing like crazy, if he tells you all the right shit, the right lover boy game, if he fucking love bombs you and breadcrumbs you, you're fucked. Yeah. You can't do shit.
But then you get that one woman that follows actions instead of what she hears. And then when you get that woman that sees, oh, this is bullshit, I'm not doing this, then you say we have too many masculine women. I call it independent. Men do not know how to handle a strong, independent woman. And it's because of the bullshit. It's because of the bullshit that women have to endure with some men, not all, because I won't put you all in that category.
You sound like a misandrist right now. But you sound like a misandrist because here's the thing. This is your own fault. This is women's own fault. If your discernment was bad, this is your own fault. Now, well, I agree with you that there's less fathers than ever in homes. Is it harder to discern than ever because there's not enough fathers helping? There's a lot of feminism has really pushed the families apart, destroyed the nuclear family, pushed men out the house, incentivized divorce, incentivized breaking up, incentivized leaving the baby daddy.
Are you blaming a woman? You said feminism. So you blame
No,
a woman
I blame feminism. And feminism was mostly created by the 1% of men. Men fucked this up. Men destroyed everything. Men did all this. And if men fucking stood up and actually stood for some shit, we would not have the problems we have today. Now, is it somewhat women's problem? Yes, I will. I'm not going to sit here and say women have no accountability. I think if women kept their legs closed, men would have to work harder and become better men. And if men have to work harder to get the pussy, that means that they can't be fuckboys anymore. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to have 6'4" guys living in the base at their mom's house still fucking bitches. Like, it's going to be hard for them to do that if women were like not giving up sex easily. And they would have that 6'4" guy who used to be a fucking badass basketball player. He's going to have to go get a job. He's going to have to go fucking become a man. But because women give it out for free, we don't have to do anything. Men don't have to do anything.
That some men are never satisfied. Can we agree on that?
So once again, we need to go back to evolutionary biology. The top men, okay, we got to understand nature, okay? Women are a certain way, men are a certain way. Women are hypergamous. That means that y'all date across and up social hierarchies. Not saying all women, but if we look at statistics, most women date across and up. That means that if you make 100K, you want a guy. Statistically, it shows 52% makes 152K a year. Y'all just like, and that's because you're hardwired to want a guy who has more than you, because you're hardwired to be prepared for if a baby comes out your vagina. You're hardwired to be prepared for that, and you need a provider if that's going to happen, for just in case. You're just genetically hardwired that way. So I don't get mad when women are gold diggers, because all women are gold diggers, just some of them are hiding a shovel better than others. Okay? Like there's nothing wrong with it either. It's an evolutionary trait for you to have that. I also don't get mad at the top guys that fuck a lot of women, because it's an evolutionary trait. They are designed to fucking do it. And it's very hard. We have 17 times the testosterone, okay, in our blood. We are literally flowing with horniness all the fucking time. 17 times. You literally can't even fathom the horniness that a guy
Ladies,
has.
when you turn 45, it happens to you as well. You'll be able to fathom them when you hit your prime.
That's
Trust
crazy.
me.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I also
But-
would like to go ahead and piggyback off of Sergio, let everyone know that for 8,000 years, 17 women to 1 man reproduced.
yeah,
I will
most
go ahead and say that again.
most women-
17 women to 1 man reproduced. Institutional monogamy has only been around for the past 1,500 years.
yeah.
And we can see that it's not necessarily working the way that most people planned.
Yeah, for most of history, it was the top guys sleeping around, like you're saying, and having harems of women, having tons of them. Like there was even something where they would cut the dicks off of the guys that guarded them and shit. Like men are crazy. Like what's always made a man powerful was his resources, his access to virginic women, and what was the third one? I can't remember from Rollo's book. I can't remember,
Resources,
but virginic
access to
women,
virginic women, and
there's something else. But like
there's
Where y'all
something
getting
else.
these facts from? Like, what,
Yes.
what book are y'all reading?
so like that. So that's a quote from Rollo Tomasi's book, The Rational Male. I get most of my stats from a guy named Dr. David Buss, and from the Evolutionary Desire. That's an amazing book to read if y'all ever want to learn about relationships or learn about people. He's literally a doctor in Austin who does nothing but studies. That book is based off a study where he did across 37 cultures across the world. We're talking people in New Guinea to fucking people in the Netherlands. Like we're talking tribes to people in the most competent. To the people in the Netherlands with the most equal society, where women and men are as equal as physically possible there. And when you look across the board, these things that I'm talking about are true. The 52%, the hypergamy thing, the men wanting more access to options, to sexual options. All this stuff is very factual, and we've been like this for thousands of years for a reason. And religion tried to control it and tried to like make sense of all of it, but we needed studies and we needed all this science to really see how humans really are, how men are, how women really are. That's what this whole show's about, is evolutionary psychology and just looking at how men and women actually are, not what we think they are.
I think a lot of us, I would give anything to be able to submit to a man. I would love to be submissive. I would love to get off internet, get off Facebook, not have to work 5 days a week, not have to try to fix my fucking car, not have to call the maintenance man every time something breaks down. I don't want this masculine role. I've never wanted it, but I'm a woman that is intelligent and smart, and I need somebody to match me in that and be better than me.
Yeah.
I'm
And I agree
tired
with
of
you.
saving a hoe. I feel like every man that comes in my life, I have to save them. I am good at making you better. That's my God-given job. God made me to be a helpmate to my man.
Yeah.
But I need you to be better than me. I need you, if I'm being mistreated at work, to say, you know what? Fuck this. No one's going to talk to you like that. I got you, babe. And then we working on it together.
So men are so emasculated today, though. So like, y'all want to know why guys don't want to get married to y'all? Like why? Like even like the guys that are average and they're just not even taking you serious stuff. You're super emasculated when you can't fucking take care of your woman correctly.
People take me serious.
Well, I'm not saying that they don't take you serious. I'm just saying men are very emasculated today, and it's really hard to take a relationship serious, to want to get married and have a wedding and do all these things when you're financially insecure. For a guy to want to go do all those things, it's really easy if you got like $100,000 in the bank or something,
Right.
Or like our fathers and grandfathers had it. I mean, for some people had it very easily. Like my father, if you look at his life compared to mine, we're talking fucking apples and oranges, like compared to finances, like getting his first house, like all the time period and everything. Dude, it's completely different. Men today are struggling very hard just to have the bare minimum, just to make y'all bare minimum happy.
But I think the problem, and I'm in a different age bracket than
Yeah.
you guys dating age bracket. Where I'm at now, I was just talking to my friend who's with me today on the way here. I've had 4 dudes not want to be with me because they're not ready. I don't need you to make a lot of money. I make money. I don't need you to be all that. I need you to be emotionally and integrity stronger, that you can leave me when I'm sad, that you know how to fucking deal with emotions and not be like, they're there. And that's all it is. Like, I want a partner. And these men, and I get it, that a lot of people are emasculating them. But as a mother of a 24-year-old son, and I'm swimming in feminine energy over here. I don't want to be in masculine energy. But they're making assumptions on some of us who are sitting here. Our legs aren't open all the time. I'm raising good girls. I'm freaking doing all the things. But no one's looking at me like that because they don't think that they can do it.
Well,
and they're not asking
Look,
me, am I enough
everything-
for you?
ladies, like at the end of the day, the only thing that men can apologize for is legitimately something that was out of our control back in the 60s, and that was birth control. So at the end of the day, 1965, that changed everything. Women became the powerful reproduction of themselves, and they can go ahead and choose on whether or not they want to go ahead and keep a man's kid or not.
So
Okay?
you're talking about abortion?
Yes, I am.
Birth
And
control.
to be honest, we can go ahead and get political about it all we want, but regardless, after that followed the sexual revolution, and obviously the 90s with Me Too and Free the Nipple and yada, 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 and now we're here.
Yeah.
So men haven't necessarily had the teachings or the example from anyone else in the past 3 to 4 generations to fill those roles that y'all are asking for specifically.
They don't know
We
how to
have
be
no
men.
example at all. No TV show, no music, not even Drake himself. So at the end of the day, like, we can go ahead and talk about this all we want, but again, when we look at politicians or people that are exemplified on YouTube, social media, TV, yada, 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 are those people and are those men really masculine?
I'm glad you put these quotations, because everything I'm hearing, like even for what you said, you're talking about a boy. Like, a lot of women keep giving respect to boys, boys, things like that. Like, a man in his being is the one that you'll respect, is the one that will usher you into his aura and his atmosphere without being abrasive and aggressive and, direct about it. He will allow you to feel feminine in his being. But the things that I hear on this table is more about a boy. And I think that's really the underlining here, is that a lot of these men are not men, they're boys, like you said, because there's no guidance.
Yeah. And there's no discernment though. Like I'm telling y'all cannot
between the
discern
two.
on your own. And
Yeah.
we dismantled the ability for y'all to get discernment with help from men. This is literally one of the many. I always say there's fucking 20 reasons why I made the show. One of the many reasons is because a lot of women don't got brothers, no uncles, no cousins,
Yeah.
no fathers. I do this show. I have 4 sisters. Like, I'm totally down. I have nothing but friends that are women, ladies. Nothing but friends that are women. My whole life has been friends with women. And so, like, I do this show because I want to help women. I want y'all to have discernment. I have girls that literally come on the show and they send me guys so I can help them discern, because they don't have the skills to do it. Y'all don't, like, you're not built to discern men. But like what he was saying, most men are not men today. We're talking and then the guys that are super masculine, they're taking the cake. They're taking everything,
They
because
saw what they wanted.
fucking why not? And like, I'll give you an example why though. Because shout out to Myron for this. This is one of my favorite stories. So like, say like there's a candy store, and there's a bunch of guys, and in order to get into this candy store as a guy, you don't get to get into the candy store until you're 35. All right, so we're all waiting in line, waiting to get into this candy store. And while we're waiting in line, there's tons of women that are when they hit 18 years old, they get in the candy store. They're eating up candy, they're having fun, and we get to see our friends when they hit 35. One gets in, he's splurging, he's having fun. It's like, fuck yeah, bro, like fucking kill it. You sit there, you're waiting in line, you finally get there, you finally get into the candy store, and when you get in the candy store, you got all these women pointing at you and saying, "Why are you eating all this candy? Why are you splurging? Like, why
eating all
why
the Tootsie Rolls?
why
Like
you
that
know
shit.
Tootsie Rolls and shit? Like what the fuck is your problem?" It's like, y'all got in at 18, and a lot of y'all did the same fucking shit. It took me fucking years to get to this point. I'm 35 now. I'm gonna fucking do it.
I don't
Like,
date my age. 40. That's why you got to date over 40.
Yeah,
Let them have
but
play
like,
some.
but so
It doesn't matter.
the whole point of that, but the whole point of that story, ladies, is that the guys have to work to get to the point where they can have that level of sex and that variety and stuff. Women at 18 are getting it, and some of them are splurging on the candy like crazy. So these guys that are 35, when they hit it, then they see all these girls that had all this fun for 5-10 years. They're like, fuck it, I'm gonna do the same shit. Y'all want to know why these guys don't want to settle down? They're fucking bitter.
And it's
They're
not
like,
it's
I'm not
not
gonna do
just
that
the
shit.
age thing too. I want to make this clear. It's not just the age thing. It's also about income. How much can the man provide? And the reason why Sergio's pointing out the age of 35, because usually at the age of 35,
That's
a
when
man
the guy
hits
hits his peak.
starts to hit his peak
Yeah.
financially and as well, like, you know, all this other stuff. So that's why he's pointing out that number.
Yeah, that's
to
the only reason why.
piggyback off of Don right there. A woman reaches her halfway point of development around 11 years old. She reaches her full point around 21. Men reach their halfway point around 15, and they reach their full development around 30 plus.
Yeah.
So by the time a woman is 21, she is way more socially calibrated than a man could ever even think of being.
And
Boy.
me not even know it.
Hmm?
I said, and me not even knowing it.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah.
Well, that's the problem today. So like the amount of guys that approach y'all by the time you are 20 years old is so like high compared to how many times a guy approaches a girl or how many times like a guy gets practiced. That's why y'all social calibration is through the roof. If a 21-year-old girl tries to date a 20-year-old guy, unless that guy was like captain of the football team or like big basketball player or something like that, and he has a lot of body or something like that, you're going to destroy him socially. He's going to not have even close to the social calibration that a woman does. She's experienced so much shit, gotten so many DMs, had so many conversations. Women are able to literally walk into a room and read a whole fucking room, know which guys are broke, know which guys are fucking are not. Like y'all can literally socially analyze way quicker and faster than a guy can. We're talking astronomically. Y'all are people, and men are meant to like do completely different things, like logic and other things. So like we're judged a lot based off of what we create, like physically, like real things in reality, like whether we build engines or fucking build roads or whatever the fuck it is. We're based off, like we are judged when we get to the end of our life. God, everyone is going to judge us based off of what did you create as a man. If you create nothing, nobody gives a fuck about you. You're like you're dying in your tombstone and you're nothing. Women are judged off of what life did they create.
Yeah, what
How
they
much?
maintain.
Yes, how much life did you create? That's what everybody's gonna see you for, and what God is gonna judge y'all for is what life was created.
How many kids?
Yeah, that's because that's what you're meant to do. Men create things, women create life. Like that's the difference between us. Like y'all can do something I can never fucking do. Doesn't matter how trans you are, you're never gonna be able to fucking make a baby. It's not possible. Let me get back to the damn question.
Let's get the super chat.
Oh yeah, my bad, super chatters. I am so sorry, guys. $10 from Rashad. Thank you so much, dude. Jesus loved all, but he didn't accept everyone's lifestyle. Yes, exactly. $2 from Just Jerry. Thank you for the sticker. I can't see your sticker, but thank you, bro. Let me get back to it really quick. Wait, what was I? Wait, I was bringing up. There's a reason why we like brought up the who's the prize thing, and it was based off of something else that you said. Do you remember what you had said? Why I did that?
That a woman can decline the proposal? Was that it?
No, it was something else, but it was what she had said right before that, but I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
No.
Sorry.
Well, let's just go ahead and kind of go into some. Oh no, that's what I was going to go into. Okay, so we already so we already did the Instagram one. Would you give up girls trips for your husband? And we're not going to say husband. We're going to say a perfect man. Like we're going to say like he hits every notch. Like he's the height that you want. He makes the money that you want. He's perfect guy, you know.
Yeah, I would give up girls trip because we would be going trips.
Yes.
We would be
And
together,
I will
doing
also
our
say
thing.
he will go with you on the girls. Like if you want to have a girls trip and the girls
Bring your
go with
man,
y'all,
bring
yes,
our woman,
yes,
let's go.
yes. So
Yeah.
that's another like little thing to it. Like, would you be
Same,
okay
I'm
with?
the same, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm always gonna have my girlfriends.
Okay.
But
Yeah. What
I'm
about you?
having couples trip.
You're gonna have a couple trip. What about
I'm
you?
with the couple strips.
Okay.
too.
Well, that's good. Would you give up your Instagram for the perfect guy? Yeah.
I've done it
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I've
No.
told y'all.
Yeah. No.
And it
No.
really,
Still
hold on,
hasn't
changed.
hold on.
No.
It really isn't for the guy. It's for me. Like, you know, because
Peace of mind. I don't want guys
yeah,
blowing me up.
yeah,
Or at least private the profile? Would y'all at least private the
Okay,
profile?
yeah,
Well, the
private,
profile
yeah.
is private, except
Yeah.
for, like you said, staying away from business. The business profile isn't.
Yeah.
But
No,
the personal is private.
we're gonna
Yeah.
separate business. Yeah, we're always gonna say it's
I'm
different.
private.
I got a
Um,
question about that. The
yeah.
whole business thing. Whatever happened to LinkedIn? Like,
I'm
LinkedIn
on
is
LinkedIn.
good,
like
but
that's actual business. Like,
Yeah, I guess no. Everybody just uses only Instagram for business
well,
right
It
for
now.
seems like
selling,
Instagram gets
Instagram's
it
like
done
selling.
faster.
But honestly, I've been learning a lot about Instagram ads and stuff, and yeah, it's because it's superior, bro. Like everybody uses Instagram. It's just the best way to make money, like hands fucking down. When you start like doing research around shit like that, it's
Yeah.
like it's stupid how much everybody uses Instagram today. But no, girls' nights out, you'd give it up for your man?
Yeah.
Yeah, girls' nights out.
It depends on what we're doing. I have a girls gang.
Oh, yeah.
There's 350 of us.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, a lot of them are talking to y'all right now. They're not happy. But no, I would never give them up. You know, we went through a lot of stuff together. I would not put myself in a situation. I will be above reproach. So when I'm in a relationship, I will be above reproach. I might go to the country bar and listen to live music with my girls, but I will always be above reproach.
I'm gonna
If it
be.
makes them nervous,
I'm gonna
I
be
won't do it.
honest. I would not like. I want to say like after menopause, I might not care about if my woman does something.
That's
you know?
bullshit.
Right? Is
Once
that even
she's
worse?
old
That's
as
not
hell,
even
they-
Is
real.
it even
Like,
worse?
things can
It's-
still
once
be
she's
done.
old.
But no, well, I'm just thinking because like we're so old. Like, why do I have to be insecure anymore? Like, what the fuck is
Insecurity.
Hey, what
See,
time do you think?
he admitted it.
Wait,
So
wait,
like
wait,
here,
wait.
I'll no, hold on. Let me explain like what insecurity is though. So it's called mate guarding. And here's the thing: if a guy has a preference, if a guy says I don't want a woman to do certain things, that's a preference, okay? And men get shamed for it. Men always get hit with shame, insult, guilt. Like it's always hit with that whenever a guy says his preference. I don't like a girl that does this, or I don't like girls that do that, or I don't want a girl with a crazy Instagram and bikini pictures. We always get hit with shaming language, okay? But if I hear a woman say I like a guy that's 6'2", or I like a guy that's like this, I don't shame them. It's really backwards today where women are instantly will shame a guy for his preferences, but we don't instantly shame women for their preferences. Like it's a real knee-jerk reaction. But it's a really weird thing though, because only certain guys even have preferences usually. Most guys will take whatever the fuck they can get.
That's apples to oranges. Like if you say that I don't like a girl that's short or too big or whatever, but if you talk about my lifestyle, like I don't want you to have 1,000 followers.
Are men and women the same? I always have to come back to this because you got to understand.
That's what it was. That's where the
Well,
prize question
like
came
it
from.
always comes back to this though, because
Yeah.
are men and women the same? And if
No,
we're
they're not.
if
I
we're
don't believe so.
different, then we're gonna have different preferences.
That's
like
true.
obviously, I don't want a
You're right.
boss babe who focuses on a career all the time to be the mother of my kids and a
Ouch.
super nurturing woman. Well, like don't get me wrong, they like so I always say that there are some women that are super boss women, but they're able to put that masculinity in a whole different box.
Check it at the
And when
door.
they're with their man, or if their man's like, "Hey, I want you to come stay the night tonight," they're not going to be like, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm going to go home and do this." They're going to put all that shit on the side and say, "You know what? He comes first over my career." And like that's something that just doesn't happen today. But if that happened, we would have way more successful relationships. But you know how hard it is to do that when you make $100K a year and he makes 50.
Right, like who gotta pay the bills? Like,
It's
bro, we
like-
gotta eat tomorrow. Like,
Yeah, it
go
makes
to
it
sleep.
like I said, the people who we need to point the finger at and hate is the 1%. The people making money off of us doing this shit. Because I'm telling y'all, when you're single, they make more money. When you're single, you go and do more single fun stuff. You care more about your beauty. You care more about looking youthful. You're gonna spend way more money on bullshit, cats, whatever the fuck. You're gonna spend so much money on all this bullshit. Where if you had a family, you're gonna invest in a 401k. You're gonna buy a house. You're gonna literally invest everything into the future. They don't want y'all. They want y'all living in the moment, which is being single. Like, and that's why I'm telling you, if we stop hating each other and we start hating them, it changes everything. It changes the whole dynamic. I wanted to go back to something that like we were talking about though with you really quick because I remembered it. The reason why you're struggling right now, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but it's just an age thing. I'm not trying to be mean at all. It's just an age thing. So like guys really give a fuck. Like I know that you're probably talking to guys in your age or older though, but even those guys like a 45-year-old guy can still get a 25-year-old girl or 30, depending on how he looks.
It's actually not who hits me up the most.
It's the younger guys?
Yep.
See, that's even more of a red flag because they're just hitting you up just for sex then. Like they're only hitting you up for like, or I mean, maybe attention too. Maybe they just want to talk to you or something, you know? But like, I would say that like, it's just a waste of time though at the end of the day. Like those guys they're not going to be like serious good men, I think, in my opinion.
Oh, no, I agree.
Yeah, but that's the only. But you're asking, you know, like why is it so hard? I think that's the only reason why like you're struggling, honestly, because younger
it's a
women.
shit show in our age group.
Yeah.
It really is.
But are you
really
dating
is.
guys your age? Because if I was you, I'd be dating guys like 60. I'm sorry.
Oh hell no.
See, you got to get a young 60 because then you still the young babe.
But then she
if
has
you
to take
going,
care of him, like when he's almost
Not
dying.
everyone's
Possibly.
Grant Cardone.
Not right. Looking like Grant Cardone. I didn't even get a Grant Cardone
I
type.
didn't even
60.
think about
Not
Grant.
everyone is Grant Cardone, and
But-
that guy's on TRT. So
Look, I'm not.
no
But
one.
I
I feel
would
like
look
I
at
need
that,
to say
honestly.
this in my defense. I am not struggling going out or getting
Oh yeah,
men.
yeah. You
I'm
can have
good.
fun.
My
Yeah, you're gonna have
problem
fun.
is, yeah, I mean,
The-
you're
like, the
right. At
seriousness.
our
It's-
age group, by the time you're 45, if you're single, you've got some baggage. There has been a lot of pain, and there has been rejection, and there has been a lot of loss by this age.
Yeah.
So my problem is, I'm healing. I've put a lot of fucking work into being where I'm at today. But if people can't be brave enough to be vulnerable and look in the mirror, if these men can't look in the mirror and say, I'm the common denominator in all my past problems, because that's me. all my relationships, I'm the only common denominator.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to be brave enough to look in the mirror and say, what the fuck is it wrong with me
Yeah.
that I need to
Accountability.
fix? So I fixed, and I'm in the process of all that, right? But majority of human beings, guys or girls, and I talk to a lot on both sides for my job, they don't know who the fuck they are, what's happening to them. They're always the victim. The other person was mean to them. The other person was abusive. I don't care if you're a guy or girl. And it's real to them. It's a real heart pain for them.
Mm-hmm.
But if they can't heal from that, I don't have space for that because I made space for healing in myself. And so that's what struggles for me.
Yeah,
personally.
and what you just said is so true. It's like there's people on both sides doing this shit. Like the super feminists, they're just super victims. They've had something bad happen in their past with their fathers, a boyfriend, abuse, something happens, and like super hardcore feminists who are online, like the vocal minority that just be hating all the time. They fucking hate men because something bad happened to them. And on the other side, there's men in this red pill space, and they hate women. Something happened. Their bad mom. Girl fucking used them, fucking waste, they simp too hard, something bad happens, and next thing you know, they hate women because of it. And we have to always remember it's the victim mentality. And why do we have victim mentality today? Because we have the privilege to be victims. If this was 300 years ago, ain't nobody playing a fucking victim. We're fucking trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no time to fucking play like a little bit. That's why we have so many LGBTQ issues, like all this crazy shit. We're just fucking privileged as fuck, bro. We live in the greatest country in the world, have too much shit in our hands. Too much path least resistance dopamine releases just right here. Like, it's so unhealthy for all of our fucking brains. I wanted to go back to something though, because you kind of brought it up. But like the insecure thing, the real reason why like it's an insecurity, as you would say, or something like that, is because men mate guard. Okay, so like for our women, especially our daughters, we mate guard them because trauma destroys women. Absolutely destroys them. That's why as soon as a guy has a daughter at a certain age, you don't want them to get raped. You don't want anything bad to happen to them, because if something like that happens, it can ruin the rest of their life, make them hypersexual, make them have all types of issues because of something happening at such a young age. Trauma destroys. But what does trauma do to a man? It makes him fucking stronger. A man with scars, a man that's gone through bullshit, a man that's 35 years old and gone through all types of failure and made it through it all, he's a fucking badass that is worshipped by society. A woman is the complete opposite. We do not want women that have gone through a lot of bad experiences, because trauma goes into your children afterwards. We really give up. This is why youth is such a big deal. This is why men give so many fucks about a girl with a high body count. It gets down to 17% happiness in a marriage after 20 bodies. 17%. That's the chance of a woman being happy in a marriage. It's 17% after 20 bodies. Like, you know how dangerous that is, especially when the divorce is 70% women, 90% if they're college educated. That's scary as fuck for guys. Y'all want to know why guys are taking relationships serious? Why they're not getting married anymore? They read a stat like that, they're like, I'm checked out. I'm never doing this. Ever. Because you're literally investing your last name, all the money that you work so hard for fucking 10, 15, 20 years, like your children who you're giving your DNA to, all that into this woman that can fucking take it all and ruin it.
I know a lot of guys with crazy baby mamas, so I don't know about that children part.
Yeah, I got really lucky with mine. I got
Look, not everyone
So, I
has the
don't know about
responsibility and lifestyle to be Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, even if you are, like, you probably don't even have the money to live that lifestyle.
Yeah.
So.
What were you gonna say?
I was going to ask, so do you think that women cannot bounce back from those traumas?
I think that it can, but it's way harder. You're not built to go through it. You're just not made for it. Like I said, men and women are different. And I'm not saying that guys can't be just as fucked up from having 50 bodies or going through a bunch of fucked up relationships. Or no, trust me, there's guys that are just fucked up too. The difference is, though, is that a guy, if he goes through that and he becomes like an amazing man because he went through that trauma, he will be worshipped for it. I'm telling you. Like, there's a documentary where they show porn stars 20 years after they were porn stars. The men, fucking amazing lives. The women, the saddest thing you'll ever see in your fucking life. I'm talking about the most depressive thing you will ever see. It was a horrible documentary. I can't think of the name. It was horrible, though. It made me so sad for the women. It was just like, y'all, like I said, you're just not meant to go through that. Y'all women want the best quality man they can get. Men want quantity. And it's all because, like I said, for 300,000 years, we were basically animals, guys.
Well, I just want to, because I feel like you started with mate guarding, and now we've gone all the way to having.
I just
all
wanted to
these
explain to
bodies.
you why the insecure thing was, you know.
But that doesn't. Is that why you won't let me have Instagram? Because you think I'm going to get fucked
It's
by
mate
my
guard.
iPhone?
It's just mate guarding, and guys have more. So I was bringing it up. Guys have more to lose, especially the valuable guy. I'll agree with you that the simp or the normal 90% dude, fucking, he has nothing to lose. Like, who gives a
I
fuck? You
absolutely
know.
hate that word. I hate
Like
that
Jeff
simp word.
Bezos
That's
is like
good.
a simp, right? You would have seen him as like a geek if he was in college. Like those are the ones. See, that's what. See, when I hear what you're saying, you probably spent too much time with the wrong guy. So
Me?
now you, yeah.
100%.
See, so now you look up and
I'm
you
not
for
arguing
it.
with
See,
you.
but you wasn't just bouncing around. You spent too much time with the wrong people because we're looking at these guys that are macho men that tell us to shut down our Instagram and do all this bullshit. When you should have been looking at the simp that would have loved you through all your traumas, that would have gave you that emotional support. But all these guys is going through that trauma. They have these guards up, so they're strong, but they're emotionally unavailable. That's what a strong man is in our today's society. So I can look at you right now and tell you spent too much time with the wrong man. He wasted your time. Your prime was given, but you're still in your prime because now you just got to switch up your audience. So honestly, that's what I think. So when I hear all that, that's what I hear.
Would you say that most girls are doing the exact same shit though? Like no girls are chasing after simps. That's why they're a simp.
I
Yeah.
am.
What's a
I am
simp?
looking for a
No.
geek. If you out there, you got a great degree, you like to
Look.
stay home. I go to the club once in a while. You can come with me. Let's go.
And that works perfect. Look, I agree with you. So I think women usually do a cycle where they go to the hot guy and then they go to the geek, and they go to the hot
Yeah.
guy and then they go to the geek,
I
because
want
you get
the
screwed over by the hot guy and you're like, fuck this guy, and then you go to the geek and you're like, this fucking simp beta cuck is so fucking lame, and you go back up to the hot guy, and some women finally hit like lucky on one of them. They're like, oh, he's a fucking simp beta, but he's not that bad. He's kind of cute, so
Right.
I'll keep him. Or you get the hot guy and he's loyal, and you're like, holy shit, he's hot and he's loyal. What the fuck?
Gotta keep
But
it
yeah,
moving.
it's a little
Yeah.
fucking thing like this. But at the end of the day, though, I would argue that most women do not want to fucking be with those simps. And let me define what a simp is really
Please.
quick, because everybody usually disagrees on this a lot.
Okay.
A simp is somebody who gives more, like it's an unequal exchange of value. So if he's sitting there taking you on 3 fucking dates and not even getting a kiss, that's an unequal exchange of value. You sit here and you're giving all this time and effort for this girl. She's obviously not into you. After 3 dates, she doesn't even want to peck you on the face. That's an unequal exchange of value. And there's lots of women that will do this type of shit. So guys have to sit there and stop simping and doing that. I even think simping is liking a girl's picture on Instagram that you're never going to smash. If I'm never going to smash her, I'm never going to like. If I'm not smashing her at the time, I'm not liking her picture.
Damn, I
It's
can't be
just a
pretty. It's a
like.
compliment.
No,
Right.
it's
It's
because it gives
imaginary.
validation. You're giving validation to somebody, and you're boosting their ego. You're giving away some of your value. If I never like a picture, then when I rarely do it, it's more valuable.
So are we
It's
all
actually worth
simping
more.
for celebrities when we like their pictures?
No, well, so like yeah, we are doing something just because.
Support.
Yeah. But like the thing is, simping. Like the thing is, you're never gonna get anything out of it. If you're never gonna get anything from that celebrity, it is simping. Now, if you're doing it and it's for somebody that you love, like your girlfriend or something, there's nothing wrong with it. But sitting there and giving it, I don't believe in giving out my money, energy, attention, and time to anybody that doesn't give something to me back in value.
I can agree to that, but a like is a like though. I don't feel
It's
like
energy.
that.
To me, a like is still energy, attention, and time, because I'm putting time into clicking the button.
I'm
It's
scrolling
energy. It's
some-
some of my energy and it's some of my attention. It's like,
Well, why
I
even
prize
have it
that
if you're
shit.
not gonna? You
well,
know?
because like I said, I prize it. So then when I do like a picture, it means something. Whenever I like my girl's picture, that's special because I never like pictures. She can go through my likes and never see that I've ever
You
liked
gonna
the girl's
like every
picture
one of
before.
my pictures.
And
you
like,
following
and
me.
here's the thing.
I'ma
To
call
me,
you.
it's just like a guy that does that type of shit. Y'all, I know y'all have been in relationships with the type of guys that you catch always liking a girl's pictures and shit, or always following a bunch of hoes or something like that. Those
Yeah.
guys are simping in just a different form. They're simping on the most micro scale, but it's going to get to the biggest scale sooner or later. And a simp always ends up becoming a trick. They just haven't got to that level yet. So like women have to be careful and stop letting these guys that are micro simps, because it's gonna turn into a fucking macro fucking trick.
So it's simping if
Trick
you
is good.
see someone that's
Trick is good,
mildly
yeah.
attractive and that's a cute outfit. Like, that's
I
that's
think
cute.
girls,
Like,
we like each other's stuff all the time.
mean,
I'm
you know,
definitely not trying
and-
to smash anybody.
Oh no,
Exactly.
I'm not saying you can't like a girl's picture. I think that's totally fine. Girls can like
but
each
I'm
other's
just
pictures
saying, like,
all day
opposite.
long.
Like,
I'm saying if you like somebody, like it's totally different for a guy, because guys do stuff because we want to fuck. Y'all don't do stuff. Y'all don't be liking pictures because you want to smash
But y'all
somebody.
always want to fuck though.
I know,
There's
that's what
not
I'm
a time
saying.
that
Men
y'all
and women
ever
are
not wanna fuck.
men and women are different. Exactly. So
biggest
guys,
power-
but guys that do it all the time, they're giving out their attention all the time. They don't
Yes,
prize
the
themselves.
biggest power that a woman holds over a man is her sexuality, and the biggest power that a man holds over a woman is his attention and resources.
Yeah. And I would
It's that
argue
simple.
that pornography is to men what attention is to women. Like social media it is to women. So like a woman who gets a lot of attention, a lot of validation from online and stuff like that, it damages her brain just like how pornography fucks up a guy's brain. It does the same shit. We're not meant to have all that right there. We're fucking animals. We're animals. Like we have smartphones, but we're dumb humans. I'm telling you. Like everybody likes to live in this world where we're fucking geniuses and
It's
shit.
also why
But
there's
we're
a lot
stupid.
of weird dudes out there.
Yeah.
Like, y'all. I still have yet to hear any of y'all talk about actually like one guy that you would give up everything for.
Facts.
Y'all didn't ask.
I have
Facts.
listened instinctively, and none of y'all have mentioned at least one guy that y'all have met in your entire life's existence that you would give up everything for.
So why should my life stop?
I'll be exclusive.
It's
Like
not
I'm
that
not,
yours-
I'm
yours-
not
he's
saying
right.
that he's asking
I
you
get
to
what
do
you're
any of
saying.
these things.
I understand.
I did not say that
Very
he's
simple.
asking you or forcing you to do any of these things. I said that you're willing.
Like you're so
It is
in
your
love.
decision to
But is
say,
that a necessity
I'm
to
done.
have to do
I've been
that,
on the
though?
same page as you, sir.
But you're
A
like
couple
the
of things you
youngest,
said.
so it's not surprising.
But
I don't-
like,
I
but,
don't
but
feel
like,
like
but
that's
like
a
the problem
necessity
is
to
that
do that.
this is the issue today, though. What he's bringing up is that this is the problem. That because when you have a career, when you've been hurt before, you cannot do what he's saying. It's very hard to do it. But for a relationship to work correctly, if this was 100 years ago, if this was 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, that's how it worked correctly, was because the woman was forced to have that kind of love for the man, or else she was gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
I'll
It was
tell
a
y'all
big
this.
deal.
Yeah.
And that's why relationships work so perfectly, was that devotion. Love is devotion. It says this in the Bible. It's devotion. And most people are not fully devoted today. They're
It
not
works really
fully.
great in the
They're-
Great
they're-
Depression too.
yeah.
I'll just say this.
They stayed
I
together.
was engaged, and my fiance's requirement of me was to get home by 8 o'clock every day. He believed that a woman had no business in the streets past 8 o'clock. And I came home every day at 8 o'clock, and my businesses are events. So I did what I needed to do because I did love him. So when you say that, yeah, but
He's not a real man. You would have never had to go to the events if he was a real man. If he was a real man, he would have fully provided for you, and you have never even had to do those
That
things.
does
And
not
that is the
constitute a
problem.
real
But that is
man.
the problem. No. But that
Okay,
is the
so
problem
are
today.
y'all really gonna
Women,
pay a woman's whole being?
women are forced into the workplace, forced into having to
So-
go work, and when that happens, you cannot devote yourself
Where do
fully
we
to
belong?
someone.
Do we
Okay,
belong
that's
at
true.
home in the kitchen, barefoot, where you
Clearly.
raising
Okay,
kids?
I feel like we're
No,
and
going.
then,
that
no,
doesn't-
you that keeps asking, can you?
Where
What
do
you
we
give up?
belong?
This
You
Will you
doesn't-
pay
belong
for
wherever your
everything?
happiness, and if your happiness is not having a family, is not having kids or something like that,
Can
then
we not
then
be
you can
happy
totally
with
do
the
those things.
family and the work?
But I also
And
think that a
no,
lot of- I think that a-
no, I don't think you can. I don't think you can.
Why is that not possible?
Because it's very hard. Is it possible? Yes. Is it hard? Yes. It's a 10% chance. Don't get me wrong. You can do it, but you better be perfect, and you better find a perfect fucking man.
Ladies,
That's
when you
all.
give, when you
That's
give,
the hard part.
when you give birth, regardless, like you're gonna want to be there at least the first 7 years.
I
Like
have
genuinely,
a child,
like
and I just gave birth.
you instinctively know like those are the
No.
most important years of a child's development.
Yeah.
The first 7 years are literally what he will go or she will go on to be for their entire life.
Yeah, but you can still go to work.
And you want daycare to raise your kids? Do you want daycare to raise your
My
kids?
son is in daycare, but
Yeah.
I also make sure I put him to sleep. I also do other things. Like a woman is not only.
Then we're only
because-
going back to the same argument that you have not found that guy yet.
Hey, can
But I just told you I was coming home. I gave up everything.
He's
But
not
but
that
the
guy.
question,
He's not
the
that guy.
question is, would
You-
y'all
you-
pay every woman's?
He unfortunately,
expense?
he unfortunately
Yes,
was not.
yes,
he
yes.
unfortunately was not in the position to do that.
I don't think
So-
men are
Exactly.
able to
So
actually
that is the
pay every
qualifier.
woman's full
But
entire
y'all need to understand,
expense.
what he's saying is he just wasn't that guy. 50 years
pay
ago,
my whole
hold on.
being.
Yes, 50 years ago. You know how easy it was for my father to be that guy? It was really easy. You know how easy it was for my grandfather to be that guy? It was really easy. But today's day and age, it is not easy because the dollar has been devalued. It is worth nothing. And women make more money in major cities today. Women are 60% of the college graduates. Y'all make more money. The men make less.
So then why y'all telling them to give up everything?
Because I'm just breaking it down to you why it's so hard. That guy was not the guy. Once again, it comes back to discernment, and it's not y'all's fault. that y'all can't discern. I'm never blaming y'all for y'all's inability.
So he's not the guy because he cannot afford my entire lifestyle.
Yes, that's
So
literally
now it's
because
only
for
on the
thousands of
dollar.
years.
But what if he whoops my ass? Is that still the same guy?
He's just more weak.
Then, no,
Now he's a weak, but he's still the guy.
No, he's not the guy. No, he's not the guy either. Like, he's not the guy at all. Like, you got to understand.
That's gonna leave a lot of women single.
Yes, most men are not the guys today. And you know what?
Right, but so are we supposed to be single or be baby mamas because we can't find these guys? Or
No,
are we supposed
discernment.
Are we supposed to like flexible and be flexible and like discernment of what? You keep saying discernment.
You have
Yeah.
to know the traits that you're looking out for.
Yes, and if you don't have an amazing father or amazing uncles or brothers or cousins that are men that can tell you what these things are, you're fucked.
But
you're
only
fucked.
a certain amount of guys only make 6 figures. So you're saying that the guy has to make 6 figures in
And
order to take
what I'm
care of
saying is
2
50
people.
years ago or 100 years, for our fathers or grandfathers, that was very easy to attain because there wasn't Amazon, there wasn't advertising right here in our fucking face with our phone. There was all types of shit that women wanted because it was so easy to be a provider, to actually have your woman be fully provided for and taken care of, and it wasn't a problem.
So is that our fault or is that y'all's fault? That y'all not around?
It is the 1%'s fault. It is the fucking powers that be.
We need to be a basic bitch with no Amazon, no nothing.
No,
go to Walmart.
Why are
and
you
let a man
assuming
take
so
care of
much?
it.
You're assuming so much.
Because you're saying that a man has to be able to take care of a woman's being, and because that now we have all these advertising, all these access. A woman's worth is too high for a man to
is it is
provide
harder. The guys that you want, it is harder for them to be that. We keep saying that guy. He's not that guy. It's hard for men to be that guy.
I don't need
it's
a man to provide my whole being. I make
But
enough.
here's the thing. If you want to do the 50-50 thing, that's fine. Never gonna okay. Well, I'm telling you how it works then. And you're like, I don't want to do that.
Look, hear me out on
just
this.
like Michael Sartain says, money right now in 2023 is an analogy for competence. Does the man have competence enough to go ahead and provide and get resources for you, your household, and your lineage and family? If he does not, then he's not the man.
He's not it.
I'm sorry to say, I don't care.
I'm sorry that
a regular job is not going to cut it for a regular.
Are y'all able to cover y'all's woman? If y'all had a wife, y'all can be able to cover a woman and children right now, or y'all not the man?
What we do privately is what we do privately. I'm
making the point to say that that's not realistic for us to go out there and say every man can cover us.
You're right.
And then
not
they
every
are
man
not.
can.
Then we're gonna be single.
No. So here's the thing. You're going to end up single if you don't.
My enemy would be single, not me.
No, if you can meet the right guy and you can discern him, you would end up in a relationship. It's the discernment, and it's also about where you go. The biggest issue today is people use dating apps, Instagram, fucking clubs. Like, you literally everybody goes to the worst places. One of the biggest things I teach in my coaching program for men is where to go, because guys don't even know where to go.
Where should they go so we can go?
I don't give out my secrets for free.
Hear me out.
For real, I charge a lot of money for that shit. I don't fucking give it out. I don't give it out for free.
Before we transition into the next topic, ladies, I also want to mention that it seems as if y'all are speaking from a monogamous standpoint.
No,
I want to necessarily go ahead and really just go ahead and drive this point forward again. It's 17 women per one man.
For 8,000 years.
I keep on telling y'all this. Your vagina is not special. If he is truly that guy that checks off multiple boxes, at least 80% of the boxes in your head, then you are not going to be his only woman. And you are not going to be the only mother of his children. He can have children for as long as he can. If he needs TRT when he gets in his 60s, he's still going to be able to have children.
And that's what's wrong with our generation today, is that you really believe that. Because I know a lot of boss men that have their one wives, have businesses, investments, and they have their one wife. Now, are they sleeping around on the side?
Whoa, let's talk about Jeff Bezos. He's the richest man in the world, and he went ahead and engaged a whore.
Okay, but he has his one whore. So what's wrong with that? That debunks your porn star shit right there. Because she living up in a mansion right now.
He's not a high value guy, is what we're trying to say.
He's not a high value guy. If Jeff Bezos not a high value guy, he could cover a whole being.
There's a gentleman.
So he's that guy, right, ladies?
There's a gentleman that's top 3 in the world that could have anyone he wants.
And he picked one person.
And he chose a whore because he unfortunately does not have enough boundaries for himself, and he does not have enough respect for himself as a man.
I'm gonna let that ride.
So what is the woman?
Here, I want to take a pause
Well,
because
hey-
the lady with the pink jacket has been wanting to speak for a hot minute. We got to give her the floor.
Yeah.
Your question in regards to the main one we kept kind of going to, if there is a man right now that I would um, do everything for, like stop everything for, right now, no, there's not, because I know what it is to do so. I know how to, I know the security I need to feel to jump in and go fall. I
To
think
be
a lot
capable
to
of
be
it.
capable of doing it. I like what's going on. I like the conversation in regards to um, the percentage of, you know, the amount of men out here in the world that are, there's not many. I got out of a 5 year relationship. It was amazing, great, best time of life. Learned lots of lessons learned, but I'm 3 months now single. I've never had Instagram in my whole relationship. I haven't had one in 7 years. I just made one like a month ago. Yeah, that shit is dating. That shit is
It's
dating.
dating.
I made it into I tried my best to make it into like a business profile, just to steer my head right in the right direction, because
So wouldn't be a dating app.
yeah, so it wouldn't be a dating app. Somehow they all
Still found you,
still
yeah.
pour in. It's very interesting.
We appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, it's strange. Like I said, I thought I was gonna marry this guy. I was all in. Never that. Kind of happy it didn't happen, because I probably wouldn't have been happy. There would have been something, But now I'm out here. I'm dating. I'm meeting people. I'm very social. I can get along with anybody, and sit there and have my own thoughts, and make sure that we're still casual and no crazy shit pops off. But um, I think it's very interesting for me being single, because I can see a simp and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can deal with him. Or for the first time ever, actually, I talked to like the finest nigga I've ever met, and I'm like, damn, I'm talking to him, and then he is a nice guy. He, does things, and I'm just kind of like, okay, I know me. I don't judge book by its cover whatsoever. I'm by the actions. And same thing I hope for you to see in me. Have all my actions been good? Probably not. I'm new out here to the single world. I'm protecting myself. I got kids. Like, I don't know. It's strange. It's very strange, and I'm very happy about this show.
Yeah, it's you're gonna find that we're just very fucking different. Go ahead with what you were gonna ask really quick. Can you
No,
remember?
what I was gonna say was, first, I agree with you as far as the first 7 years of a kid's life. That was the hardest thing for me to do, was to go back to work
Mhm.
after I had my daughter, my baby daughter.
How long were you taking care of her for before you did?
3 months.
Yeah.
And it was so soon, and I did not want to leave. She's 9 months old now. I have two kids. One is 19, one is 9 months old.
Oh yeah.
Big age difference,
Yeah.
right? I jumped out there early, but
I'm
hey,
done.
I will agree with that. Now, as far as the man being able to support the woman in her entirety, one thing I would always say when I was single, before I met my fiance, there is nothing that a man could do for me that I cannot do for myself. I come to the table with my own everything. Instead of what am I bringing to the table, I bring the table. Some men cannot handle that, because when I was dating and I would say that, oh, well, you're just a bitch, or, you're this, you're that, because you cannot handle that mindset, because I cannot be bought. I don't need you to take care of me. If you buy me nice things, buy me flowers, buy me shoes, whatever the case may be, it's genuinely because you want to, not because I need you to.
So like, I hear what you just said. I've had over 100, I've over 150 girls come on the show now. I've heard what you just said dozens of times. Okay, the bottom line is, when a woman does what you're talking about, you end up becoming the man that you were looking for. You have the career, you have the mindset, you're the type A personality now. You have all the things that is the opposite of the nurturing, caring, loving woman that the man is looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you're able to completely put that shit to the side, and I'm talking completely, and I've talked to tons of women about this, it's not that easy to do. Most women cannot do it. You cannot be a type A personality and be that much of a driven person, own it, like making all your own money and all that stuff, and then just put it on the back burner for the guy that makes 40K a year. It's really hard. And if y'all want to be happy today with the simps or whatever, you do have to do that, because those are the only guys that are the option. If you don't want the guy that has all the women options, if you don't want the guy that's get fucking multiple girls, you have to go down to the simp beta cook. I'm sorry. Like, and like, here's the thing. I love those guys. Like, blue collar workers are the biggest thing I preach on this channel. Biggest thing I preach, because they're probably making 40 to 50K right now, but in 10 years, they'll be a journeyman. They might own their own business. They're going to be the best bet a woman can make.
Is a blue collar worker
A blue collar worker.
Because you're working on each
No,
other.
not at all. I'm saying he's a simp if he tries. So like, the problem is usually guys who can't get sex are just naturally simps. We're all men are simps unless they were trained by a fucking G pimp from the start of their life. All guys are simps until they learn, oh, I need to stop doing all this shit. Because what happens for most guys, like, y'all may not treat every guy like this, but most guys take girls on dates and get finessed, fucking buy flowers, fucking try to do all the cutesy shit, and it all backfires.
I agree, but there are signs before that happens. There are signs before that happens.
But when you're but men, once again, y'all are so socialized compared to us. Men don't learn that shit until fucking 30 sometimes. I don't think I stopped simping hard until I was probably 25. I'm 32 now.
You can tell when
years.
someone is genuinely not interested in you, but what you're able to do for them. It doesn't just all of a sudden, oh, well, she never was interested.
Well, I'm going to tell you, as a guy, from a guy's perspective, we don't. Like, you understand, men get way less social experience. Y'all are social creatures. Women are super hyper social. Y'all, like I said, y'all can walk in a room and literally tell the broke guys from the fucking rich guys and everything. Like, y'all have an intuition that men do not have socially. Yeah, it's not even close, because of the guys that are coming to y'all since 13 years old. Sometimes you're having to learn what a fucking creep guy is. Like, y'all literally have so much ability that a man never has.
But you said we don't have intuition. What did you say
No,
earlier?
no, y'all don't have discernment.
But that's the same thing. I just was gonna let that ride.
No, because the ability to discern and tell, like, if this guy buys Gucci, that means that he probably has bad credit and stuff like that. That's completely different than your ability to be able to tell, like, if a guy is a good guy or not.
That's
only
time tells the truth. I think a lot of us just rush. Time gonna tell if he a joke or not, but we just rushed. Within 6 months, we've already been in love.
Well, people like to sleep with somebody as soon as possible. Yeah, people sleep around very fast. Like, nobody likes to wait. But it's our sexual strategies are completely different. I tell guys that you do need to try to sleep with a woman as soon as possible, because you know that she likes you more than all the girls that made you wait 3 months. But for a woman,
that doesn't always constitute.
She might just be a hoe.
Hey, no. For a woman's sexual strategy, y'all's is the opposite. If I tell all women at this table, y'all need to make guys wait as long as you can, but at the same time, the guys that you make wait 4 or 5 months, you don't fucking care about.
No, those are the ones you
that
want to
doesn't
marry.
mean that,
Oh, that's the guy. Tell me how that fucking goes when you do
Those
it.
would be the ones that you want to marry.
Are genuinely
No,
not.
that means you don't care about
sex is not
them.
really something that we just got to jump on right then.
Look,
Sometimes
ladies.
we are genuinely not even.
Come on. Say
Ladies,
something for me, man. Say something.
Here, I gotta go pee really
Like, at the end of the day, like, you have to realize, like, when it comes down to fiery, genuine desire, it's not going to take you very long to sleep with a man that you genuinely want to be with.
Correct.
Like, genuinely, like, it's going to be very quick.
I think.
I don't think that people realize, like, sex to, like, relationship to marriage to kids to family can actually happen very quickly depending on the situation. Okay.
Yeah, it does.
And it also depending on the situation of the man specifically. Okay. So I keep on telling y'all, is like, me and Sergio, I would say, since this is more of a minority panel, because I don't think minority. Okay. How many people do you know that can conduct themselves and speak the way that me and Sergio are doing with y'all ladies right now? Not many.
Speak how?
I'm talking about topics right now. I'm talking about, like,
It's a handful.
Being eloquent.
Very few. We're talking about Obama type of eloquency. Very, very few. Okay. So when it comes down to that, I'm sorry that this is another reason why I keep on telling y'all, there's very few men that you're going to come across that you're legitimately going to want to say, I am willing to go ahead and give up everything for this man. Because most men are just not taught this.
Agreed.
Whether it's the music, whether it's social media, whether it's the television shows, whatever it is, you'll see that most father figures are emasculated on television. In general, they do not have the proper examples.
That's in America.
I keep on telling y'all. Yes, you're right. You're right. It is Western society.
Because outside of Western,
true.
There's men.
Very true. Okay.
So travel.
But again,
So I need
everyone
to
travel.
Is what you're saying.
1000%.
Where should I go?
Okay.
Out of
And
America.
Travel.
And I'm telling y'all as someone that has grown. Okay, I'm talking like, I was not this individual 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Sergio was not this individual 10 years ago. Okay, so very few men are also going to grow like we are consistently into these men. Very, very few, including Don in the back. So I need you to understand that, again, the example, everything that y'all are complaining about, again, I still have yet to hear that any of y'all have said at least one man has entered
We
your
don't
life
want to talk
say,
about our personal, remember?
I know. But again, you can speak about it objectively. You don't have to give details.
I will say
At
that I don't
least-
feel
at
like
least-
it's necessary
at
to have
least
to
one-
give up that.
And
Just
you're
because
and
happy.
you're saying that you're the table, and you're saying that women are taught. That's what minority women are being taught
Yeah,
right
no,
now,
I
to go
wouldn't.
ahead and
I
be the
don't
table.
necessarily agree with you, sis. on
I'm
that.
sorry.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
it's fine.
I'm sorry. But
But
at the end of the day,
I agree to a certain extent.
I'm sorry. At the end of the day, the man, and this comes from the Bible in general, whether it's the Old Testament or the New Testament, okay, he makes the final decisions.
That is
Okay,
That
yeah,
doesn't
true.
mean that
That's
your
Yes.
opinion is ignored. That doesn't mean that you communicating is ignored. That means that no matter what, he has to lead and he has to make the final
But if he
decision.
loves you like Christ loves the church, which is the end of that verse,
Yes.
if the man loves you like Christ loves the church, you will be honored to be
If
submissive
men loved
to him.
women the way that Christ loved the church right now, we'll have more transgenders by 2030.
I don't
It's
even understand
100%
that. That's not
disagree.
true.
Exactly
it's all
what's going down
I
right
wouldn't have
now.
said it that.
It's all looped though back to like what you said. You want guys to show devotional love to their woman.
God said
Tell
it.
me how many women are respecting their men correctly today.
But men are supposed to love
Well, yeah,
first.
you might.
Men are
But
supposed to love first, and then the respect follows.
it,
in the Bible,
in the Bible,
it
it doesn't
says
say which
men
one's
love
first. No,
your
it doesn't say
wife.
which one's first. It says
Yes,
it's a
it says-
cycle. It says it's a cycle.
Yeah,
It does
it
not
is
say
a
one is
cycle.
first. It just says it's a cycle.
It said
It
which
says
one?
it's this way.
Which one said first though? Men love your wives, women respect your husband. So
No,
Just
men have
because the
to lead.
verse says it that way does not mean
You
that it's
could.
because
You
the whole
could.
point, if you really read it, it really breaks down that it's a cycle. Whether it's the children to the parents, a slave to the parents, or the church to the fucking
So men don't
people.
want to
It
lead
doesn't
no
matter.
more
It is a
in
cycle.
that one. So in that one, you don't want to lead. You don't want to be the head.
No, I love my woman with perfect devotion, and in return, I get perfect respect
There you
back.
go.
But
Well,
the
you
problem
could-
is today, if we have a ton of women that don't want to respect, and trust me, I agree. If I was any woman, okay, today, and I was with a man, and I made more than, which I just brought up statistically, most women make more money than the men right now, okay, especially in major cities. I proved the point that there's way more. So this is another thing that really triggers people sometimes. There's more good women than there are good men. Okay, so because that the numbers are all fucked off, and like you got to understand that it's never going to be easy for a woman because the numbers are off for y'all.
I think a
Y'all are
woman
all
won't
chasing a
date
fewer
down.
number of guys.
Exactly. Like a woman's not gonna look at like the bus driver situation. That might be a good guy, but you're like, I'm a doctor. I can't date a bus driver, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's hypergamy. Y'all only want to date
but he might be a good guy.
What's the
Yes.
percentage of men that get swiped on Tinder and Bumble?
That's what's fun.
What is the exact percentage of the men that get swiped right on
I don't
Tinder
know.
and
Y'all know?
Bumble?
Do you
No
know?
idea.
What do you think?
Do tell.
Just
do tell.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I'm
guess
sure y'all
real quick.
read this.
Like
We're
somewhere.
talking about
80?
less than
That gets
4%.
swiped right.
Less
Oh,
than 4%.
thank you.
Less than 4%.
Yeah.
That means over 96% of men are not even on your radar.
That's what I was saying about the 80%.
Y'all don't
I'm
even
just
like
waiting for
looking
them to
at their
swipe on
pictures.
me.
As far as the money situation,
You need to get off them dating apps.
as far as the money situation, I believe yes, that does play a role, but at the same time, from experience, and not now, but just previous experience, I do not want to take care of a man child. You know, and you don't have to have enough to take care of me. Just be able to take care of yourself.
No, I don't know about that. You gotta take care of a man. Got to be a man all through and through.
All right, now if we're in a situation together under one
Mhm.
roof, then yes, you got to pull your weight.
Yeah.
But if it's just like this little dating
Yeah, oh,
situation,
yeah,
we're
for
trying
sure.
to get there. You know, I'm not counting your pockets.
This is the issue. So like the dating situation, when it happens, women don't like to ask the right questions. Like the problem is when you ask certain questions, you destroy the fantasy. So a lot of people, we love the fantasy, especially once you sleep with the guy or like the first few dates are good or something like that. You don't want to destroy the fantasy. So it's like, I'm not going to ask about his 401k. I'm not going to ask about this. I'm not going to ask about that. But in reality, you need to discern and ask those certain questions that are going to be very painful because it's going to destroy the fucking fantasy.
I
If
agree.
he's a beautiful
Man,
guy
you
or
could
something
be
like that.
lying.
I agree.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
man start capping on you. Like you got to sit back and watch. I think that's a problem. A lot of women we talk too damn much.
Well, sometimes
You
they
wanna
don't
tell-
even ask the question at all, though.
But
Like,
if you
ask
sit
those
back and you
questions.
You do?
observe
That's
a
good.
man, if you observe a man, you can see is he on the phone talking business? You can see how he moves. Does he have a home? Does he have these things? Does he have assets? If a man is only talking about Gucci and bullshit ass
He ain't got shit.
clubs and bottles, then you know he probably ain't got nothing else
He
behind
ain't
it.
got shit.
see, well, I'm going to ask you a little question now. So, say y'all find a guy and he's not like that. You know, he's the guy with the assets. He's the guy with, you know, the stuff that y'all like. if y'all met that guy, what would you do to get him to want to lock you down into a relationship? Because like I said earlier, y'all are the gatekeepers of sex, but guys are the gatekeepers of relationships. They can keep you over here in the
If
fuck
it's
only
meant
category
to
all day
happen,
long.
if it's meant to happen, it will happen.
Yeah, I'm not about to be a
Because,
different
So
person.
you're
I
not.
like what
so
you're
you're not
saying.
gonna do it. Like so. So once again, I'm gonna go back to the guys with the prize thing. Okay, especially the guys that y'all want. The one that you actually really want is the prize. I'm not saying these fuck boys, these losers. The guys that y'all really want, they the prize. So what would
But
you
can't
do
be
to
like
get
Miss
them
Pick Me,
to
Pick Me ass girl.
Oh, so a
Mm-mm.
pick me is a negative thing?
Like you have to just be yourself. To me, I think being available to a certain extent. Am I going to answer every one of your phone calls? Hell no, because that's you got to still give a little chase. Because I think when you meet a guy, a man still wants to be able to approach you and date you and court you. But if you just like, oh, open my legs, come and get it, like
You
the
think that
fuck?
if I'm working all day, like literally fighting
I'm
the
gonna give you
world
good
all day
conversation
long,
and be my best
but if a
self.
guy is sitting here trying all day long, working all day long, a guy that's on his purpose, a guy that's really successful and stuff, he's not going to waste his time trying to chase a girl because there's
You
so
can
many
give me a
women,
call.
but there's so many women that will come to me. There's so many women that will come to those guys. Like you
Yeah,
got to
I'm not
understand,
doing
But
that.
just
they are
because
the
they're
ones that
coming
are
are not
choosing.
the right ones.
Exactly.
They're not the
This
good
all goes
ones.
back to
So-
once again. This is the guy that y'all want, the guy that y'all really want. I'm
He
not
should
talking
want
about
me
just the
too.
sucker.
Like I'm a prize too. The fuck?
Well,
Like,
then that's going to be the issue for the rest of a lot of women are in y'all same boat that you just said, and because you have that mentality of that it needs to be 50-50, it needs to be equal. Feminism,
you
want something
we can
to
be
be equal.
interested in each other. You call me.
You don't want
hey,
that. You
tomorrow
don't want
I call
that.
I wanna
you.
be
Hey,
pursued.
You don't want
wanna
that. You
go
want a
out?
relationship.
Yes, I got a sexy
No,
dress on tonight.
no,
Like,
you're
what's up?
you have fooled yourself into thinking that that is what you really want, because what you really want is a guy that is the prize and that you are secondary. You want a guy that is first and you are second. You want a guy that's taller, faster, stronger than you, I'm guessing. You want a leader. Most women want that. If I lined up 100 of them right now. And because of that, you do not want a guy that like it wants you the same amount that you want him. You don't. You want a guy that you're chasing.
I want a man that I love more than he loves me. Hell no, I
I'm
don't
not
want
saying
that.
I'm not using
Because
that
that's what it
exact
is.
language,
Because
no.
you're saying that I need to be calling him. I need to go
No,
and
I'm saying
make
a guy that's
myself
simping,
known.
a guy that's trying too hard, a guy that's chasing the woman results in a horrible relationship.
It's not trying to. It's just picking up the phone and pressing
Y'all,
talk.
This would also
y'all
be-
know damn well if y'all been in a relationship with a guy and I was sitting there all the time up your ass, all the time
Yeah, I don't
messaging,
like
all
that.
the time like doing stuff. You
I don't
don't
like that.
like it. You don't.
No, but you could give me a call and say, "Hey, have you eaten? Hey, what's going on? You want to go out tonight?" Yeah, I do. Then I go because I like you. I go and get that badass dress at the mall. Go get my makeup done. Go make sure I'm bringing all my shit together. Like I'm not half stepping. And I'm gonna give you my best personality. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be present with you. My phone is going in my purse.
Do you
and
see
I'm gonna
how
show you I'm interested.
do you see how conditional that is? So like this is
But
what's
that's
fucked
what.
up.
But
Hold
that's what
on.
you say. What would
But
I
like,
do? That's what I would do.
I know, but I need to bring up. So
Yeah.
that's how very conditional. Like you will do all that for the right guy. You know, guys have to just be masculine all the time, but femininity, it's all based off of when you feel like it.
Yes.
It's always based off. It's conditional, and that's
Yes.
bullshit. Because guys always have to open the door. Guys always have to fucking stand on the right side of the sidewalk. Guys always have to do these things, or else you're not a man.
Have you ever-
But women can sit here and act masculine, say all the things that you're saying right now, and it's conditional as fuck being a feminine woman only whenever the guy is perfect or whenever you feel like it. But that's okay. That's not okay at all.
A woman has to shut it off and turn it on. Have you ever walked the streets of Brooklyn at midnight and you think I'm about to be looking feminine? Fuck no. I'm about to
This is
put
also-
my masculine energy on so I don't get raped, like you said.
Well,
like, we turn it on, we
I don't
turn it
want-
off.
I don't think that people should be walking in the street late at night, whether you're a fucking dude or a woman. Like
Right,
you're asking for
Brooklyn.
bullshit either
This
way.
topic also shifts when we differentiate what love means to the opposite gender, and it means
good point,
completely
yeah.
different things.
Yeah.
And that's that. Again, this whole conversation could be a lot shorter if we understood that. And I'm not talking about the 4 different love languages, which is bullshit.
There's more than 4.
I'm talking about what does man see as a sign of respect and love, and what does a woman see as a sign of respect and love.
Yeah.
And they're very 2 different definitions. They are not the same, and they never will be the same. We do not interpret, and we do not reciprocate, and we do not internalize emotions the same way.
Completely opposite sometimes too.
Women will use their tears most of the time. Okay, when it comes down to their emotions, men will use their anger. Okay, and this is the thing that drives a lot of the minority confusion in general, because there's a lot of bickering, there's a lot of arguments, there's a lot of yelling, there's a lot of loud-mouthed shit that goes along with a lot of minority discrepancies. But that's not the way that we handle life. That is not how you get solutions quicker. this is the problem with this entire conversation today.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna figure out how they love really quick with a good example I like to do. Would y'all rather be with a part-time pimp or a full-time simp? And I'm not saying a pimp where he literally is pimping hoes and he has a bunch of bitches. I'm talking about a guy, he's a part-time pimp, so maybe once a year he's gonna go out of town for a business trip. And on his business trip, he just happens to meet a girl at the bar. They fuck or she sucks his dick or something, and he never talks to this girl again. It's literally a one night stand. He flies back home. You never know about it. It's nothing. Would you rather be with that guy or the guy who's a full time simp who constantly DMs girls, constantly sends them money when they ask for it, likes their pictures, tries to hang out, is constantly pursuing simping for other women while he has his perfect wife or girlfriend at home or whatever? He's always pursuing. He's always simping in some way. Would you rather be with that guy that's always simping year round or the guy who maybe once a year might get the opportunity to sleep with another girl one time? We're going to start on this side this time.
It was a might, so I'll go with the pimp. Not gonna lie,
The pimp. Yeah. We're going to say you have to choose one. If you have to choose one, you say the pimp.
yeah.
Same.
Pimp, yeah.
I don't even know why the other person would choose the simp.
Yeah.
Like, why would I go
I've
with
had some
somebody
girls
that's
say
always
simp.
cheating?
I
Well,
don't
it's
think
like-
they choose on
once
purpose.
a
They don't
year.
know. 'cause I
Well,
was
it
the
just
victim.
depends. Like some women are more okay with a guy doing that. I mean, I've had some women say that they would take the simp. Like, but you would only take the pimp.
Yeah, I'll take the pimp.
What about
Neither
you?
one of those are good
But
options.
if you
since
have
I
to
have
choose.
since I have to choose, ugh, I have to go with the pimp. I mean, neither
Yeah.
one of those are good options.
Yeah.
but
So like
Which
the
is
reason.
more dangerous than the other?
They're both dangerous.
Yeah.
No.
No,
One
which one's
is more
really
dangerous than the other. Which is more dangerous
money
than
yeah,
the
is
the
other?
just
pimp.
as
Yeah, I would say
dangerous.
the
The
pimp.
pimp.
No, my
Which
money
is
just
which
as
is
dangerous.
more dangerous than the other?
I would say the pimp.
The pimp.
No.
No,
No,
in
I
the
think the
long
simp
run, it's
because-
the simp
because-
because you're provisioning your money. Y'all's family's
That's what I
assets
said.
are going to this
Oh,
My
that
fucking
money
is
is
true.
important.
hoes,
My
all these hoes
livelihood.
year round. No, you much rather have the guy who just happened to maybe fuck one girl, like exercised one option and came back to you and still loved you. We love differently. We completely love differently. Women love based off of a guy's provisioning and protection. A man loves a man loves completely differently based off of the respect and loyalty of his woman and who she has sex with. So if you stay just to that man, that's how we know you really fucking love me. Like, well, a woman shows loyalty in many ways, modesty in many ways. We think modesty is just how a woman dresses. There's modesty in how you portray yourself on the internet. Just everything about yourself. Like even coming on a podcast could be considered a range of modesty because I know some girls. Like I said, I'm friends with nothing but women, ladies. Like, and some of the girls I'm friends with, they're fucking straight models. Like some of the most beautiful Dallas models. Okay, they would never come on a podcast. They would never show themselves because they like prize their beauty and like they're men and stuff. They won't give their beauty off to any other people. They won't let their face be on anything. Like they only put their face on them. They're getting paid for it, type of shit. Like they really prize themselves. It's a level of modesty is what I call it. And like there's some people who like take it very seriously that no, like my body is my man's. Like nobody else can see me and nobody else can have my attention. And that's a prize. A guy will do anything for that. And like if we can't have a girl's virginity, sometimes we just want her first in everything else. We want to be the first time she goes to fucking Vegas, first time she goes to Cancun, first time she goes to certain restaurants. You just want to be the first one to experience. Like we want to show you the world, like in Aladdin. Like I want to show you everything.
And then the back turn of that is, to me, if you're cheating, and my thing is not asking, do you love her? I don't give a fuck. Man, you know, like the money is, are you paying her bills? Because now you're giving my money, my children's money
Yeah.
There you
to
go.
this woman.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
control this house.
You
Yeah.
just
I'm gonna
gave away
cut
the
that
game.
bitch off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you cut off from now on. Give me that car back.
Yeah.
That's where the love is
Yeah.
for me because
Yeah,
a
I
man
agree with
spends
that.
his money like that.
Why do you
Yeah.
think Nick Cannon is able to do what he does? Because he makes enough and he lives a lifestyle where he's able to go ahead and provide for each of them.
But Mariah wasn't having it. She was like, "Bye, Nick."
Yeah. So like see, so that's actually a good topic to kind of bring up really quick. So like something that really bothers me honestly is if we look at statistics and we look at how things happen, a lot of rape, a lot of bad stuff that happens to young kids and stuff, it's because it's stepfathers, it's in these type of homes like this. The thing is though, a lot of women will get triggered when I bring up like a family with the multiple wives, like a guy doing the sister wives thing, or a guy having like a main with bitches or something like that. And I really think that the sister wife thing is something that should be more accepted today because sometimes when the woman goes to the other guy, it's not always the best option. Like sometimes it's like another guy that it's out of desperation. Like it's just, I really think that sometimes the kids need to be with the actual father that's his genetics and his blood because he's going to have the best like care for them. And there's a lot of people who break up families and it's because the guy cheats or, you know, or he exercises, he's a high value guy. He's able to get multiple women and the woman's not going to accept that he's with other people. But I think over the next decade, we're going to see tons of is it polygamy?
Polyamorous.
I think it's polygyny whenever it's one man with
Polygamy.
multiple
yeah,
women.
polygamy.
But see, that's been a
Polygamy.
hot
My uncle
topic
had.
lately.
I mean, my grandfather had like 15 wives.
Yeah, because you're
That's-
Nigerian.
Yeah, my
yeah.
grandfather
And
had
Nigeria was
15
big
wives.
for, but there was a reason why they did it though, because they needed more workers and they needed more like there was economic reasons why they had so many wives in
But
Nigeria.
in theory, are human beings really made to be monogamous?
No.
That's one of the funnest things about these stats when we look at it is like throughout history we've gone between phases where we were more poly or more monogamous societies, but at the end of the day humans have always been serial monogamous for the most part. So like that means like having relationship after relationship, like because in history sometimes the husband would die, so like the woman would have to go to another man, like she was going to have to be a serial monogamous, or the woman died from pregnancy, so the guy has to be a serial monogamous, go to another relationship. But yeah, for the last I can't remember how many thousand years it's been serial monogamy. But before that, it was a lot of polygyny. It was a lot of other stuff like that. And if we look at Islam today, they can have up to 3 wives. A lot of people are doing this right now because it's more economic. It's more kind of beneficial if you really think about it. That's
what are the
what
benefits with that. What's the benefit?
more help, more daycare. It's all about if you have the money to take care of it. But if you do, it's more help for sure. I wanted to ask just really quick: would you be okay with one of those two situations? A guy either being the main woman and he has side bitches, or having a sister wife?
I have to choose one, huh?
Yeah.
What are my options again?
Being a sister wife, so he has like 2 or 3 different women. Y'all all live in the same house. Y'all all raise your kids together. Y'all can have group sex and all that fun stuff. Or the guy who like you're the main and he has side bitches, and you never hear about them. Like they're straight up side bitches. Like they don't get nothing beneficial. They only get the dick if they're lucky.
I don't like those choices, but I'll go with main.
You'd be the main with the side bitches. What about
Same.
you? You
I'll
do
be
that
the
one?
main.
I'm surprised. What would you do?
Can I pass? That's
No, you gotta choose one. You gotta choose one. Makes it fun.
I would probably not be the main. I would do the
The sister wife thing.
wife.
Yeah, I don't know why I like that one too.
Yeah, I like the sister wives.
I just think
At
it's
least
better
it's
for the
just us.
family.
At least
I
it's
can't
just
share
us
my
in the
space
household.
with another woman. I'm
That
not
is
doing
true,
that.
but if I
Yeah.
had
I'm not
to,
doing
if
that.
I had
And that
no
one's
choice.
forever. See, the main, I'm going to end up ditching all
Not
the
even
asses and
with
go
your
get
own
married.
rooms.
Say
Huh?
what now?
Not even with your own personal room.
No,
No, it
that
shit
is
doesn't
my
work.
man.
If
People
we all
start
together, we all
poisoning
live
I'm
each
not
other and
sharing
stuff.
shit.
We'll get real
Y'all
close.
don't like menage a trois?
That's
No.
different. That
Yeah,
is
with a
different.
side
That's what
bitch.
we're talking about, though.
But
All
you
the
know-
time,
Do
every
that.
day.
We're talking about
you know
every
that.
night.
You know
But
that's
no,
not
they
typical.
are there. They're living there.
Then again,
I'm
I mean, at the
sharing
end of
my
the day,
man with
ladies,
you.
we also understand that y'all have your monthly cycles. So
And you
That's
know,
what
if we
Yeah,
all
it's
live
not
in
like
the
y'all
house,
always all want to have sex at all the
No,
same
but
time.
listen though, if all of us are in the house together,
we
you
all
know,
Oh,
that's
yeah, I
the
get all
thing.
that.
Yeah, so
Yeah, she's right about that. They would all end up on the same cycle if they're living together. So I wanted to
Ooh,
follow.
that'd be hot.
I wanted,
well, there you go.
right? Y'all would always all be horny at the same
It's gonna
time.
be a murder
What the
scene.
fuck?
Ah!
Oh no.
Murder scene.
Lots of shower sex.
Yeah.
There we
I
go.
want to go back to that though. So like, I always say, because I always have black people on this panel. Like I have a lot of black people usually on this panel, but the black people are 11% of the race. Okay. If you look at dating apps, black men are the most desired sexually. Black women are the least. Okay. So because black men are the most desired, they have so many options. They literally have white girls, Asians, Hispanics throwing themselves at them. Okay. So I always like to ask, if you want to date, if you plan on marrying and having black children only, if that's what you want, I think that it's better to have the mentality going into talking with these guys, or a relationship with one of these, especially if they're valuable. If he is honest with you, if he is a courageous guy, he's not a coward and he's willing to sit there and be honest with you and say, hey, I want to be honest with you. I'm the type of guy I have lots of options. Like women come at me a lot. I want to be in a relationship with you, but sometimes I might exercise that option. I just want to say, if he's not a coward and he's being honest, maybe give those guys a chance, because he's fucking being honest with you, and most men aren't today. And like I said, there's only 11% black people in America. The men are having a lot more options. So you have to think about this, or never possibly have a black family and kids.
So unpopular opinion. I feel like that our men are not as quick to choose us, and like I said, unpopular opinion, because they want the submissiveness. They want the I'll do anything you say woman. And a lot of us are just, we're not going to roll over like that.
Well, it's how you're raised. So like Eastern women in Japan or something, we're talking raised so so traditional, like
Yeah.
so traditional. Like woman does this, man does this, like super traditional. That's why they're going to choose that, is because there's no training somebody into what they're being traditional about. This is what we were talking about, like the trauma thing. Like it's huge. If you are raised in a single parent household, you're literally at a disadvantage in every fucking statistic. How much money you'll make, if you'll go to prison. Like so many statistics come from single parent homes, single mother homes specifically. Actually, only single mother homes. If you look at single father homes, it's the opposite. Single father homes has the same statistics as two parent homes. It's fucking weird because of their disciplinaries. But single mother homes, it equals some of the worst things that can happen. So that's why, like, and if we look at the black community, that the most trauma comes from the generational trauma that's been going on for fucking over 150
And
years.
I agree, and that's why we have to break those generational curses. You got to break those chains.
So
somewhere.
A lot of people hate me about this, but I'm very big about interracial dating. And the reason why is because we destroy those fucking traumas when a black woman goes and marries a white man, because you're splitting your fucking he has none of it.
Mhm.
So when you go to him, he's able to perfectly handle the masculinity, perfectly handle all the bullshit, because he can understand it and not even react based off of him having trauma. If he had no trauma from his past and his family, he's not going to react to all of you. Just like how a black man, a black woman, you have trauma and you raise up like this, he's going to go up too. And the next thing you know, you are doing this in a fight, in an argument. You like sometimes interracial dating is the biggest thing to fix these issues. One of the biggest things I like to brag about on the show is I had a girl about 4 or 5 months ago who came on the show, super masculine, tall black girl, and she ended up coming back like 2 months later, and she brought a guy that she was talking to. He was a short white guy. He's older dude, and like a month or two ago, she posted a reel. They're getting married now. Like I'm telling you, the woman that this girl was the first time she came, and then the second time with the guy, we're talking night and day fucking difference.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it was his influence on her or what. But I don't know if it was her coming on the show and me telling her that she was masculine the whole show that changed her too. But she was a completely different person, and now she's getting married.
I will say,
like I just think that you can fix these things if you look outside the box sometimes, but it's really hard to look outside the box.
it takes strength to fix it within. I will say that. But what I've also noticed as well too, from both sides. So you're saying statistically, black men are seeking other than black women.
Well, the dating apps show that they're the most sexually
right,
desired.
but
black
the women,
American men.
Black American men.
Yeah,
black American men.
Yeah.
The women that they are seeking outside of the black women are not the top tier women. They're getting the women that potentially
you're talking about like the broke women in Japan or like the broke women in other countries.
Not necessarily broke, but they're
just
not
lower
getting.
Class.
Yeah, they're getting what their race didn't want.
That's not always
I
true.
disagree.
That's not always true.
They're not getting like the top of the line.
I
Top
disagree.
tier.
I disagree. Yeah, no, because
Ladies.
there's some women that are white women or Hispanic women or Asian women, and they literally love. We gotta look at rap music. Look at pornography. Black men are heavily fetishized. Okay, heavily. We look at pornography. Every fucking cuck porn is a white cuck with a fucking black. What do they call him? Black bull, like hidden, like hidden his woman. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is literally a part of our society. They're fetishized so hard. You can't compete with that. There's nothing like you're sitting here trying to fight against something that you're never going to win. There's always going to be women of other races that are going to do whatever it takes to have a black guy.
Exactly,
I'm talking
because
whatever
our
it
men
takes.
are fantasized. They're desired.
Yeah. Well,
they've
they're
always
fetishized,
been
But
fantasized.
honestly,
and
the
desired.
black woman is fantasized too, because let's call it
I'm not
Kim
saying fetishized, like
Kardashians.
fetishizing them.
Everybody wants the the
BBL.
pumping
Yeah.
of the lips,
And-
all that
yeah.
stuff.
And you're
You're
right. Yeah.
So that's why the statistics are really low key wrong. Black people are fantasized, even if people are trying to look like the black woman, and then now black men are going to women that look like the black women.
Yeah, no,
that are not black.
I agree with you. The BBLs, the tit jobs,
Exactly.
everything is all. No, I agree with you on all of that. But it's just at the bottom line, though,
Mhm.
you have to accept that, like, y'all aren't as desired as they
That's
are.
fine.
And
Like,
that's the picture that society is
the
putting
best
out
and the best
there.
way to fix it is like, fuck it. I
No,
like the white guys.
dated a
You know,
Colombian guy.
Yeah.
And it was
Or
amazing.
Or like, I
had a fun
like
time.
a guy.
Society
something
does
to
not
do.
make that
No.
easy for
I
us
like
to be
dating
desired either,
interracially.
because society is against us. The media is against us. It does not promote us. When you see these commercials, you never see the modern black family.
Well, this is why we need to hate feminism, because feminism is really just white feminism. It's not fucking, like, if you look at feminism, it's literally exactly what you're saying.
Okay, well,
and like, we don't fight against feminism enough at all.
I'm also gonna go ahead and say that at the end of the day, like, a lot of a lot of our minority culture points towards education. So we're talking about more education for minority culture. So if women are going that direction, then that means that they're 90% more likely to go ahead and file a divorce. Okay. So that means that y'all are showing us you don't even like monogamy. I keep on telling, like, y'all are showing us with your own actions, y'all filing the divorce papers, that you don't even respect this faithful, protective, proactive guy that you want in your life only for you.
So what all should we endure before we sign those papers?
Why does the woman divorce? Because he's giving her flowers every day?
I mean, he's giving you everything you want, right?
What
He
if
gave
she's getting black eyes every
you
day?
protection, he
We
gave
can
you
look through a
provision,
lot
he
of
gave you parental
filings.
aid.
Y'all have that computer right there. Why don't you look at how the filings
Well, like,
and
so
the divorce,
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. A
differences.
majority of divorces are because of financial issues. It's always it's like a majority is financial issues not irreversible,
Irreconcilable differences.
yes, irreconcilable differences. But it's financial and then irreconcilable differences, and because of that, that's why we end up. That's why I keep blaming the 1%. This is why I keep going back to the money thing. It's
Can I ask
always
the ladies on the panel, what are the top 3 reasons why a man will divorce a woman? What are the top 3 exact reasons why a man will divorce a woman?
Yeah, we'll start with you on this
I
one.
have no idea,
Right,
but I
maybe
will
y'all should
guess
say
for
that.
you if you would like.
Yeah. Just guess.
Let's go ahead. 1 out of 3.
1, lies.
She's
Not
a liar.
Truthful.
What's the
2,
second reason?
2, the man's not feeling respected, and then
Probably cheating.
cheating.
So loyalty is the first one, the lying part.
And then the last one, maybe, I guess, economic issues. I don't know. A lot
Anyone
of stress
else?
on him.
Here, hold on. I gotta shout this $50 person really quick. Johnny Taylor, thank you.
That's my best friend.
Hey, Taylor. I really appreciate you for the 50, bro. No, I really appreciate it. I gotta shout you out right now, man. Shout out
Love
to
you,
you.
best
Here,
friend.
give him a fucking bum.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Douche nozzles.
I appreciate you, Johnny. I had to hit you with the douche nozzle. But yeah.
Anyone else before I answer the 3?
Yeah. Is anybody else got?
Go ahead.
I'll take a shot at it. I would say respect would be the first one. Loyalty would be in there as well.
Yeah, cheating. I would break it. I'd divorce cheat on me.
The third one.
Maybe if she's like
Maybe the body.
shit mom,
I don't
like
know,
a
yeah.
horrible mom.
Okay, well, this is the difference between men and women. So you guys went ahead and labeled objective reasons. Men will normally do this for subjective reasonings. And the number 1 reason would be drug addict. Second reason would be someone that's in jail. Third reason would be someone that is violent physically. And that obviously is the least of the other 2. So those are the top 3 reasons. What does that mean? That means that men are willing to go through way more bullshit in a relationship than women are.
Or maybe men dish out more bullshit in a relationship than women do.
I just gave you the top 3 reasons.
I
I said
mean
the
they
top
don't
3
dish out more
reasons why a
bullshit.
man will say, I am done.
And what are the top 3 reasons that woman will leave?
I said the top 3 reasons. That doesn't mean that every woman is capable of doing those things.
Right.
Well,
but what about the reverse?
I'm just saying in general that men are willing to put up with way more.
Yeah.
But
until it reaches those 3 things.
We're just proving how like women will walk away quicker from a smaller thing.
But y'all dish more.
Let's peel a layer back really quick. So let me ask this: is cheating the same between a man? If a woman cheats and a man cheats, is it the same in a relationship?
Cheating is cheating.
So it's the same.
Yes.
Is it cheating? Same. Cheating the same between a man and a woman?
I don't understand. Like, are you asking?
No, I'm just saying. Is it the same? Like, if a man cheats, is it the exact same as if a woman cheats?
I think we have different reasons why we cheat.
Okay, that's a good answer. What do you think?
My first thing is, it just depends on that person, because maybe not, because anyone could just go fuck someone, honestly. And
actually, 33% of men between the ages of 18 and 30 are virgins and or haven't had sex this year. So not all men can just get sex like that.
Okay,
they thought
hit me
like
with
most
the
of them
stats.
can. But I'm just letting you know, there are some men who get sex easily, but it's a very few. I mean, you need to remember, even I go to the Forever Alone subreddit all the time. Women that are severely obese, severely ugly, severely no social skills, and even they still complain on that forum about how they can get sex, but it's from guys that they don't want. Okay, and these are women that are at the bottom of society, and they still get sex. All right, so it's not the same at all. So cheating is completely different, and the biggest reason why is because when you cheat, whenever a woman cheats, are you fully checked out of the relationship? Like, are you already emotionally cheating
Yes.
before you cheated?
That's
Before you
what
had sex with a
difference
guy, were you already emotionally cheating before?
I believe for most women, yes.
Yes. What do you think?
It depends.
It depends. What do you think?
100%. It's
100%.
emotional.
Ask the question one more time.
If whenever a woman cheats, is it usually she emotionally cheats beforehand, like she's messaging, she's doing something beforehand before she even has sex with the guy? Is she like is it
Yeah.
because she's falling for that other person,
There's
Yeah,
already
she's-
something
she's
broken.
or there's
invest-
already
she's-
and she's fully checked out of the man, her main man, or the man? Yeah. Okay. So a man though, when he cheats, complete opposite. He can go to LA for the business trip, whatever, and fuck the girl and literally come back home and never think about her again. It's like taking a piss. Men and women are not the same. Once again, we have 17 times testosterone than y'all are. Like, it's our horniness is completely different. And like, there's nothing wrong with this either. This is what's so fucking crazy, is that whenever I bring up these type of things, it's so hated, but we need to just understand that men cheat one way and women cheat another way. So when a man cheats, he's not destroying your family. He's not trying to break up the family. He's not trying to go fall in love with a whole other girl. When a woman cheats, she's fucking destroying the relationship.
Now,
she's
wait.
literally trying to go and completely switch to a whole other person.
But
She
every
wants
man
to be
doesn't
happy.
cheat in that one
Hmm?
cute wrapped up scenario of he went to LA and had sex with somebody.
Yeah, but-
That I think we could all, if I don't know and you're loyal and you still love me, whatever. I know a lot of men who've cheated in the same exact way women do.
Yeah.
They're unhappy with the relationship already. That happens for men or women. They're already broken. And instead of digging in and fixing it together and doing the hard things, like I talked about earlier, look in the mirror, be vulnerable, fucking fix things. They go to the next person that's going to give them immediate gratification and make them feel good, but they're taking the same fucking problems into the next relationship.
So the difference. So this is the problem though with that. I guarantee you, if the guy did that, it's because she wasn't, his wife, his actual girlfriend, wasn't giving certain things to him. She wasn't having sex with him. She wasn't doing certain things, and that's why he went and did it. It's complete, just like how a woman might do the same type of cheating because her man isn't home enough. He's not
He's
giving her
mean
enough
to
of
her.
love. He's not giving enough attention.
I agree with that.
So it's the same type of shit. And so like what it is for women, it's called the mate switching strategy. So like shout out to Dr. David Buss for this down in Austin. He proves that when women, and there's also another one called dual mating strategy, and this one's fucked up. Dual mating is where this is only like a 1% chance of happening, but it does happen, where a woman will say has like a beta provider husband that pays for everything, but he just doesn't get her rocks off. So she sleeps with the pool boy, or she sleeps with this other guy, and she'll have the
that's
genetics from that guy. Like I said, this is like a 1% chance. This is not all women or most women at all. It's a very small amount of women, but you always hear about the cases where the guy's raised the kid for 18, 20 years, and he gets a DNA test on Ancestry or something, and he finds out his 5 kids aren't even his kids. Like his woman's been sleeping around the whole time or something, you know. So this dual mating does happen, but mate switching is the main way women cheat, which means that maybe she's being abused. Maybe he's not financially the guy that he was before. He lost his job or something like that. And she will mate switch. She will go and sleep with another man. Maybe not to be with that guy, but at least get her foot out the door to prepare to go to another guy, to just get herself out there and into the marketplace again. Because it's a hard thing to do. But I actually like to think that most women don't fucking cheat at all. Like once she's attached, I don't think women cheat when they're truly
Women
attached.
don't want to cheat.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
want to. Like they really don't. They have to be pushed to a certain
And a
level
lot
for
of
them
us
not
are
to.
actually, a lot of us, whether we admit it or not, we're actually happy with being single if there's no one out there that we can
I am.
commit to.
I'm okay.
For,
I would say that women are happy being single if like you already have kids, you know, like y'all already created life. You already did like the thing that like you really kind of naturally like have been incentivized to kind of do. So I don't think that y'all are in the same boat as say a woman that's 40, 50, that's childless, hasn't been married or hasn't had any kids. She's getting to the end, and whenever she's in her deathbed, she's not gonna have no family or anything around her. You know, she's gonna have her friends or something like that. I always say that like I do the show. I want y'all all to have a fucking in your deathbed. You're looking around and there's 50, 60 kids because of your grandchildren have kids, and it's just like your lineage goes on. Like that's what's going to be a beautiful thing whenever you're dying one day. It's not going to be your friends that you went to Cancun with and like all this shit. Like it's
That's
going to be
also beautiful. Some people don't want kids, you know, but they'll be together. You know that one, 2 income, double income, no kids.
The
or
dink,
something.
right?
yeah, dinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double income.
I mean, I don't think that that's for me personally as a man. I want my genetics to go on. I want to have a son. I want him to have sons. Like I want to have lots of sons. So then if one of them is not very successful, there's a percentage chance of one of them being successful. You
might
know,
be a girl
so
dad
like,
though.
and I really do think, yeah, I really do think though that even women, like y'all truly like you can say it's a lot of cope, and I see it on the time on the guys too. Okay, I got guys all the time that are like, "Oh, I'll be single the rest of my life. I'm just gonna fuck these hoes. I'll never have kids. I don't need to do that. I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm gonna get divorce raped. I'm gonna fucking pay child support." Blah blah blah. It's like y'all are all fucking losers. Like at the end of the day, I know I'm right. We all what purple pill is being red pilled, or like knowing all these facts but still being in a relationship. We all go purple pill in the end. We all want a relationship. We're all going to end up in one day if we're finally going to put our guards down and end up in one. We all want kids. We all want this shit. I know I'm going to be right at the end, whether it's with the women that are stuck single or the men that are fucking stuck single. I know I'm right, and in the end most people are going to end up really. It's like if you look at the stats, it's like 72% of men and like 81% of women in between the ages of like 50 and 69 have kids. So most of us are going to end up having kids. Maybe not this generation once they get up to 40 to 50, but fucking most of us have kids, so we better figure out how to do it right.
I don't know, this new generation,
They're scary, yeah. Well,
they're
20%
not
of them are
doing
LGBT. Yeah, it's going to get scary, guys. And they're all being raised by iPads. A lot of my show, it's not even targeting ladies like y'all. It's targeting the 25 and under because they are fucked up. If you had an iPhone at 13 years old, you're fucking done. Your brain is fried. You sit there and
all children.
Yeah, well, it's like if you're a 12, 13-year-old boy and you had pornography right here of the most crazy pornography you can fucking imagine in your hands, dangerous, okay? Same, and if a woman who has fucking Instagram at 13 years old getting DM'd by all these 40-year-olds fucking being able to post pictures and get all this attention and all this attraction, these comments and stuff, it's not good for our brains. It literally is fucked up for our heads.
So interesting thing that just popped in my head. You say the boys that are 13 with the iPhones watching pornography. Not saying this is right. However, question. So kind of back to the simps. You said, what was the age again for the age range for men that are like still virgins?
Oh, the 18 to 30 crowd are 33% right now.
Where do you learn? How do you know?
That's why they're virgins, because they can get off to porn.
Yeah.
So
that's the reason why. That's the reason why they're virgins, because they don't have enough courage to go up to real women, to go ahead and start a relationship in any capacity, and they have their phone and they can go ahead and search up anything they want in 4K streaming whenever they want.
It's sedation. If you're a guy who's 12, 13 years old or 18 years old, why would you go chase a girl on the street or go work hard on a dating app when you can just open up your phone and get your dopamine release right there? Just jack off.
I guess what I'm saying is, how do they learn how to lose that virginity? How do you know what to do?
So what I teach the men is like my whole course that I teach for guys that are learning how to date is like a lot of my courses just being out in the real world. I'm heavily against online dating, heavily against Instagram dating. I'm heavily against the technology and all that shit because it's not healthy for our brains. We are monkeys. I keep bringing this up. Dumb human, smartphone. Like, we're not as intelligent as we think we are. So when we sit there and we put these things in front of our face all day long, it controls our entire life. These guys end up thinking all women are hoes because all they see is Instagram models all day. Like, or the only girls they sleep with on dating apps are literal fucking hoes. So they're like, oh, this must be all women because this is what I experienced. The one girl that had sex with me, she was fucking crazy and she gave me STD. I guess all women are like this now. And it's like, no, you went to the worst place possible online where there's literally girls that are just sitting there sharing STDs all day long on there. It's just like, no, like you went to the bad place. It all goes back to being in the real world for women and men. A lot of my dating advice that I give for women is just real world like shit. Where to go? Like I always say, go to charity events, go to networking events, go to political events, especially this next year. There's gonna be tons of them. Like go into all those places where you find guys on their purpose. Most guys at the club, on dating apps, on Instagram, they're not on their fucking purpose. Yeah. They're bullshitting. Like 9 times out of 10.
Even the ones at church.
Yeah. Even the ones that and that's why I hate the church, is because they're sitting here trying to pair people up with the wrong people. Like guys that shouldn't be doing it. It's bad on both sides of the church. Fuck the church. They really ruined everything, honestly. Like they fucked it all up. But I mean, that's just what happens whenever you let feminism has taken over the church. It's like I've taken over government. It's taken over everything. We always hear this is a patriarchy. It's a patriarchal society. Dude, women are fucking destroying men. Like if I ask y'all right now, what is one privilege that fucking women have or that men have that women don't? What is it? Can you think of one?
Safety.
No, even men aren't safe. If you look at statistics, men are more likely to have a violent attack against them. And I would tell a guy to not walk down the street in Deep Ellum at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, just like I would tell a woman not to do it.
Yeah.
It's not safe for either one of you. Like neither one should be doing it.
My stance on feminism is not popular in today's society at all, because I am definitely not a feminist. I didn't raise my girls to be feminists, But I do think I was raised different. And I know I'm privileged in that way. So I'm just going to throw that out there. You don't have to hate on me. I know I'm privileged. My dad and my mom are still together. They've been together 55 years.
That's amazing.
My grandparents were together 70 years. And I'm come from a lineage of married people. We respect that. My mom stayed home with me and my brother. My grandparents stayed home, and I stayed home with my kids. I took a major pay cut, and I've had to work my ass off now that I'm single because I lost 18 years of career development. And that is the kind of stuff that women, these 20-year-olds that we're saying are fucked up, I agree that a lot of them are. But we also have to understand we're asking women to take that risk. You're not taking a big risk. You're still working. You're still working on your 401k. I went home to homeschool my kids when they needed it, to be the Girl Scout troop leader, to do all the shit that everybody.
Yeah, and you lost your career in
I
response,
lost everything. And so when he decided to be whatever, we won't get into it, and I had to stand on my own 2 feet.
You were screwed. Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't, because I still had an education and because I picked myself up, and I have a tribe of women and men behind me that help me push forward. I don't like these conversations that don't end in a solution.
Yeah, so I agree. So like for me personally, with my relationship with my girl, like right now she's sitting there doing schoolwork at home because she's getting her nursing degree. She's about a year away now, and like she already had her bachelor's before we even got together, but she went back to school to get her nursing. And like the thing is, I fully want to do whatever I can so she gets that nursing degree. I want her to have that backup, so if anything ever happens, she can go still make money doing something, you know? Like, and that's the problem, is like a guy might put you down in the house, but he doesn't help you have a backup plan. He doesn't help you have maybe a side gig, or help you have a degree, or help you have something, so if something does go wrong, you can fix it. And this is, guys are so scared of fucking marriage because they don't want to get hit with alimony and all that shit.
No, they don't get that in Texas anyway. Trust me.
Oh well, they do, but it's based off of the income. But like we said, women
don't.
It should.
No, they don't.
That's a shitty lawyer then, because and like here's the thing though, I push for prenups, and the whole point of a prenup isn't so the judge makes the decision; it's so y'all make the decision.
100%.
So like if we have prenups. But that's why you should have had a prenup, though. Like everybody needs to do prenups today.
We didn't have a prenup because we met in high school.
I know, but that's the problem. But we need to start. It needs to be mandatory. We need to start having mandatory prenups, because the judge should never be fucking decided. It should always be based off what those two people decided beforehand and what is best for them.
And see,
because everybody's life is different.
But this goes back to what I said. That's why I do not agree with the women not working if you're in a relationship and the man is the sole breadwinner, because
something
honestly,
bad can happen.
That is too much power to have over one person. And in your situation, and I'm sorry to hear that happened to you, but that's a prime example of why.
When there is 1% of men that are possible to be good men, this is what happens.
But I'll tell you
this is what happens, because most
this.
men can't do what I'm just told her that I do for
Most
my girl.
people.
I don't.
Yeah, most people.
regret
Yeah,
it.
1% maybe, very small.
I'll tell you, I don't regret it. I would do it all the same way again, because I was able to. What a blessing to invest in my children that way. And my kids, we went through a lot of shit because of their dad. They're solid. They've had trauma. I don't agree fully with women can't get through the trauma, because I think we can. But see, there's other women that don't have that privilege, right? Their kids are going to daycare, and that's okay. As long as we're all standing shoulder to shoulder and helping each other raise these kids instead of being against each other. Women are against each other. Men are against the women. Men are against each other. The only reason I'm here and a success and happy and making decent money and my kids are okay is because of the people that supported me and walked me through it. And I think that's why the phones are such a problem. It's not necessarily even the porn, it's the isolation.
Yeah,
there's
no community.
With the phone.
There's no community.
And we have been able to use, Facebook is a good thing. When I was alone, I created a group for girls that were going to go out and not wait on men, because I didn't want to make a bad choice out of desperation and loneliness. It's scary after 20 years to be alone all of a sudden. It's terrifying. And so there's 350 of us on there. You know why there's so many girls on there? Because they're all fucking lonely too. And they're scared to just be friends with people. But if there's a forum where I'm like, I want to be your friend, you should join the fly. I mean, every time I go to the bathroom, I get a new fly girl in my group, because we need each other. This world is fucked up. And I hate that we're sitting here talking about this, but we don't. What's the solution? What's your solution?
Well, so like a lot of the girls that come on my show, it's ironic. So a lot of people that come on or that move to Dallas, they're not even Dallas people.
Mm-mm.
Like I've been here my whole life, but a lot of people that end up coming on the show are from some other country, some other state. They moved here for a job or something like that. So a lot of the girls end up becoming friends with other girls on the show because they're like, damn, we like the conversations that were had. We're all kind of the similar girls. We all kind of like have the same thing. We're like, we're not trying to go sleep around and like be hoes and shit. And they're like, damn, we're kind of like cool now because we have the same mentality towards some things, you know? And so that's the only solution is like you said, community coming together, your page and stuff where you try to bring women together. That's the only way is
Well,
community.
you need generational friends.
Well, like,
period. Y'all need me.
Yeah.
Your age group needs me.
Yeah,
I've been through a lot of shit, but I need her because she still has that sweet, honest, open mentality. She hasn't been tainted by the shit I've been tainted with.
You're probably right.
And so that helps me. Like, that's what, I mean, but that's, if you go back, y'all keep wanting to go back thousands of years ago. That's how it was. And when the women were on their periods, they did it together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're all going through this together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, everything was together.
Well, yeah, and that's like I always go back to like if I was an Indian on the plains of America, fucking 3,000 years ago, like some of my fucking grandfathers were like, that
shout
like
out Oklahoma.
yeah, shout out to
Cherokee.
Oklahoma, yeah. But like if we were doing that, yeah, it was way more communal. We're talking about waking up every day. The women went and did certain gathering and certain sewing and stuff like that. The guys went and hunted, and the grandparents watched the kids. The people with the most patience, the grandparents who've already raised kids, who've already done all this,
Yeah.
they were watching the kids all day. Fucking parents were all doing those things. We all came together and did fucking fires and dancing and festivals, and then
We
go
ate.
back to our huts. We ate together. All of that is gone today. You want to know why we're all so lost? We are more separated than ever. Our phones have made us so distant from everyone else. The path of least resistance is the dopamine right there. It's not communal. And yeah, like that's what makes it so hard. Like it's so hard that it's so hard that every parent has to send their kid to fucking daycare. Every
Well-
parent has to send their kid to public school. It's not an option. It's not even a fucking option to
It
do something
is,
else sometimes.
in a way.
If you're in the top 10%, if
No,
you're somebody
but-
who's making a shit ton of money.
But you can make a decision generationally. So when I was alone, my ex took all of their savings for college
Mhm.
and our retirement. That's gone. And we were raised, I mean, he makes a lot of money. So the girls and I sat down, and my son, and I said, here, we're going to have limited resources. So I can pay for everything right now, and I can put you through school, but that means I'm not going to have a retirement, and it'll be your responsibility to take care of me.
Yeah.
Unless something happens.
That's scary.
Or you go ahead and get your debt for your student debt, and I'll take care of me in my retirement. Don't answer today. I want you girls to talk about it because my girls are like best friends. Y'all talk about it. And you come back and tell me. And they said, we're going to take care of you, mama. Help us take care of us, and then we're going to take care of you. That's what we're doing. So...
Yeah.
Well, I'll say that I work from home. I've been working from home for the last 10 years because I work in tech.
That's badass.
Now, the reason why I put my son in daycare was not because I'm not there. I work from home, obviously, and then my mom, I have community. It's the same thing you're saying, isolation. He's the only child right now. So he needs to go meet other people so he doesn't be weird and be just hanging out looking at screens. You know?
Well, so the problem is like if we look at how
That's
people
why.
are,
Mhm.
like your environment is your destiny, and if we
Mhm.
really dig back a layer on like on what influences us and makes us who we are, I can't remember the exact statistics, but I think it's like 40%. It's like 40% your parents, or no, I think it's 30% your peer group, 40% your parents, and then the last like 30 or 40% is no, yeah, I guess it is the environment, or like your like your school and stuff like that, like your city, I
community.
guess. Yeah, like the direct community. But basically, what it all comes down to is just who you're around, like what you're doing. Like a parent needs to heavily watch the people that their kids are with. So if your kid is playing with kids that are on iPads, if their parents are the type of parents that give their kids iPads and let them be raised by that and stuff like that, your kid is going to end up just like those kids. So it's all about peer group. Like one of the
Kinda.
biggest things I focus on is peer group. You can be the greatest parents ever, and then your kid starts hanging out with the drugs, the kids that do drugs or the kids that do this, and they can completely go a whole different way. And the parents can be amazed. I've seen this dozens of times where parents are amazing parents. They have 5 amazing kids, and then one of them is just off as fuck, and it's because of his peer group. It's always like their
That's
peer
not
group.
always true.
I
though.
don't agree
That's not
completely
always
with
true.
that.
I'm
As
telling
a mom
you.
of a
It's-
24,
I need
19,
to find
17-year-old.
I need to find the study. I don't have it in my bookmarks, but I'll put it in my bookmarks for the next show because there is a study that like proves this though. The biggest thing though is your environment's your destiny. Or my favorite quote by my father, he used to always tell me this: life is 10% what happens to you and 90% the way you react to it.
I agree
Okay.
with that.
And the biggest problem with like the red pill space that I disagree with all the time is these guys, they look at the stats, they look at the 10%. They look at what happens to people, what happens to men, what's happened to them. And their 90%, the way they react to it is wrong. They react by thinking all women are hoes, all fucking, or all this is fucked up, all women are doing this, all like, everything's messed up. But, and it's the same for the women though. There's 10% of women, like you're living, these bad things happen to you. It's all about how you react afterwards. Are you going to treat men all bad because this man was a piece of shit that used you and abused you? Are you going to treat all men a new certain way, or not let men get sex, or not let men, have these certain things just because these other men did this to you? It's always how you react to the bad thing that happened to you in the first place. Let me go ahead and get to the last question for the show tonight, guys.
Let's get this one super chat.
Oh yeah, one super chat really quick. Oh, $2. Thank you, Great Pill Podcast. Salute to the chat and panel. Salute, bro. Thank you. Ladies, I just want to know, was there anything from the show that resonated with you? Like it was a good thing that you like to learn? Because I want to say it on the next episodes, so then like I can teach women more things that are actually like useful to them, that they actually liked learning. And also, what'd you think of the show, and would you come back? We'll start with you.
Yeah, so definitely come back. I feel like there should be a lot more to said. I really, really like the question that we kept trying to get into with I can't think of your name. I'm so
Julian?
sorry, Julian. Yeah. In regards to, is there a man right now that you would literally drop everything for, and really dive deep into that? It's more like, to me personally, just like falling. You shouldn't have to. It's just
that's why it's called falling in love.
Yeah, it's an instinct to do. It's not. There's no.
Not forced.
It's not forced at all. You just naturally do it. So yeah, that'd be fun to talk about some more.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll remember that one. What about you?
I liked the space with the women. Like I loved her. Remind me her name.
Oh, Ade.
How she looked at me and said, "You were with the wrong man for too long." Like I received that because that came from, I like hearing from other women to pour into me. I appreciate that. I receive it, and you were spot on. And yeah, I mean, I'll come back if you want me. I'm pretty opinionated.
Yeah, no, I would love to have y'all back. The biggest thing I want to do with this show, ladies, is like, I'm not a damn church, but I do want to convert. I do want to have single women come, and I want to convert them into understanding the prize of a relationship, the prize of why relationships are better, how to have a good one. Something that I didn't bring up today, but the reason why me and my girl's relationship is so good is because we're constantly fighting to outdo the other one. We have so much devotion for each other that, like, I always know what she needs. She always knows what I need. We're always working for the other person. There's never, I did this for you, you did this for me. There's none of that bullshit. And a lot of relationships are fucked up today because we don't know how to just give, being Christ-like. Just give. And in return, you usually will get it back. And a lot of us are scarred because we've given to the wrong guy, and then we didn't get what we wanted in return, or we've given to just the wrong people, period. Shit, there's a lot of people who you just give to the wrong friends, give to the wrong, your parents, and all that shit will fuck you up before you even get into a relationship sometimes. But yeah, what about you? Is there anything that resonated, with the show? What'd you think? Would you want to come back?
Yeah, I'll come back. I think what really resonated with me was the mistrust between men and women, especially the minority community, from trauma.
No, makes it hard. What about you?
I would 100% come back. I love a good conversation, a good debate.
Yeah.
And as she stated, the minority community, that's what stood out with me. And then the different ways that you look at when a man cheats or if a woman cheats.
Yeah.
What does that look like? So I would definitely
It's really, I cannot shout out enough to go read or listen to Dr. David Buss's book, The Evolution of Desire. It is fucking amazing. It will teach you everything, the difference between a man and woman. His studies were done across 37 cultures, rich, like tribes to fucking the most richest equal communities in the world. And it's just so cool to see how men are and how women are. And this is just who we are. It's so cool because we've been taught and lied to. Disney and all this shit fucking filled us with so much bullshit, thinking everything is just so equal and stuff. It's just life isn't fair. And the quicker you learn that life isn't fair, the quicker you're just like, all right, I get it, man. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, like now I can move differently. Like they call it red pill because from the Matrix movies, when you take the red pill, you're opened up to reality of the real world. To the horribleness of it. And some people, they go through red pill rays, they get mad, they hate it, they're like, fuck, I can't believe men are like this. Men will be like, fuck, I can't believe women are like this. But that truth helps you be able to discern. It's a tool belt, and you use those tools for the rest of your life to like figure out and move correctly. Because if you don't, you end up fucking making a ton of mistakes. But yeah, thank y'all so much, ladies, for coming. I gotta say, one of our best shows for like conversation, no interrupting. All of y'all are amazing women, I feel like, in relationships because y'all weren't being super disruptive and interrupting all the time. I feel like most of my shows sometimes are horrible. We got tons of interruptions, tons of just like horrible like arguing and stuff, and y'all all are the type of women where y'all wanted to hear what a man said. Y'all are willing to be respectful. Like this is all shit that men want a lot. If y'all have that same energy like on dates and shit, y'all are gonna end up with a great guy one day. Honestly, you just got to keep that same type of energy because that's all a man wants is just to not argue with somebody after he's been working all day.
I already got my great guy.
Yeah, no, oh yeah, congratulations, thank you. But guys, thank y'all so much. Ramar, Donnie, thank y'all so much. Why don't you shout yourself out really quick so they can find you if anybody wants to find them?
Yo, what's going on, guys? Lord Julian Throne on Instagram. Much more to come on all other social media platforms.
Yeah, guys, he's gonna be coming back a lot, and he's gonna probably be a mentor on our program too. So it's gonna get really lit the next few months. I appreciate y'all coming, ladies. Awesome panel, and guys, we will see y'all on what's today, Friday. I don't know if I'm doing my man's panel tomorrow, guys, on Saturday. I might end up doing it on Sunday because I have a friend that was coming to do like a really special show. It's either gonna be Saturday or Sunday. So yeah, I'll see you on one of those two guys. If not, I'll see you on Monday for the ladies show. But yeah, peace the fuck out. Later.
What? Toodaloo, motherfucker.